So, mech warriors and mech techs.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
Oh, I thought you were saying a stream of
No,
mech
no, no.
warriors.
Welcoming people.
I
Well,
was scared.
you're either a mech warrior or a mech tech. One's gonna make you live a long time. The other will make you get paid.
Um,
Testing 1 2 1 2. Hello, hello. Here we go. I'm going to say a little bit of a sentence. Okay, I wasn't sure what that was. No, because it's a headset. It's kind of hard to move.
did you start enunciating louder?
I might not be choking down ice cream at the moment. That might be part of it. But I'm trying to wake up. Okay, okay.
It's fine.
Don't blame me.
More doors for more horrors.
I didn't say that. I said, yeah, I might have implied that. Anywho's, hey there, Lord Grimace.
I said horrors. What did you hear?
I'm not gonna say what I heard. I already put the name of the chat in the stream, and on the studio chat. That is. Yep. So you know how you can have, how do you say, BattleTech? You can make your own custom vehicles. Turns out you can make a fusion-powered unicycle.
Nice.
It doesn't care about the number of wheels, it's just that it has them.
In what game?
BattleTech, classic BattleTech.
Oh, in Cataclysm you can do that. If as long as it's one tile wide, you can have a unicycle.
That's true. You can do awful things in that game, though. Vehicles too, like my 250 kilometers an hour, 55-ton speedboat.
Yeah, I need to put floaties on my death bike.
Hey there, hidden boss. You could probably be like the absolute worst trained and most expensive mechanized infantry ever. I mean, what can't you fit an XL into is the real question. What's up?
Let's get the trusty map, huh?
That's an interesting thing. I'm just looking at some mech constructions. You know, one thing a charger should have that actually makes sense?
What's that?
Putting a C3 slave in it.
What the
Because
hell
it's
is
getting
that?
up close. It's getting up a C3 slave. Let's this the C3 master and any other C3 slaves gain the targeting range bracket of the closest unit to the target. And since a charger is getting up close and personal, anyways, I mean, like, it kind of makes sense.
God damn it!
Hey, that's called the crumple zone.
Oh,
We didn't
hey,
need those
I forgot to do
passenger
a thing.
compartments. We didn't need those passenger compartments, anyways. And now the
As
passengers
fast as I could be.
The passengers are now compartmentalized. Probably in a standard-sized shipping container. Otherwise, how else are we going to, send back the remains to the processing plants? So, for everyone tuning in, this is me, Chris Pakula, and my
I'm
host
what's his
tonight
face, the dude, that guy
is
with the thing,
Noot the Borb, and we're here streaming House of Many
Ow.
Doors, and
This
also some
this is why
manner
you're
of,
supposed to have the guy in the side seat looking at the map,
some side amount of vehicle collisions.
I should have given you the map,
I wouldn't know how to read a map.
It's a grid. It's just like left one, up 20 or whatever.
So we need to set a heading of 37 degrees, and it's 45 units away.
You bastard! None of that should ever happen. Why is it not a multiple of 45, huh? Or 90?
No, a heading of 37 degrees. Course corrections can be made along the way.
We've already seen that one. Oh well. Ugh, I keep freaking doing that.
Saving?
No, going back into the Kinetipede. To my crew, I'm just wandering into the Kinetipede and then walking back out and then wandering in again.
I mean, your sanity is slipping, so it's fine. That would be a funny feature of this game, that every time you, do the same action more than twice in a row, your sanity slips.
Yay! I found a new friend in the helicopter.
Yay! Is he a new pilot?
No, he's a dangerous beast, parentheses, alive, huh?
No. I mean, World War One, bicycle troops were often put on bicycles as scouts and couriers. Generally not unicycles, though. Unicycles is a bit much. Wait, though. A motorized wheelchair counts as a wheeled vehicle.
Oh, welcome. The doorway here is surrounded by barbed wire and machine guns. A grinning clown is sitting in the booth, aiming his machine rifle at distant mushrooms and making pew-pew noises. Go on through, he squeaks. Welcome to the hub of the new Harlequin Empire. Oops.
They're fine. They're fine.
Welcome to the mice in a free state, says Stremelia, appearing at your shoulder. She's still patchwork, compound eyes, beak and all, but now she seems to be wearing clown makeup. Ahead you can see the Queen's statue, a monument to free state industry. The Mycenae have proven highly effective workers, says Tremelia. They're eager to prove their devotion to the painted queen, she says. They view her as a mother, she says, and always have. Emperor? Who is that? There never was an emperor.
We have always been at war with aristocracy.
I can sell them the blood-soaked monolith, but I'd rather not. I like it.
Might need some mushroom brainstem, though, right?
Yep, of course. Gotta do that. Can you imagine leaving without mushroom brainstem? Okay, I mean, but if it's your custom,
Don't reject the Micus. The Micus won't reject you.
I should maybe do some of these quests, huh? Oh, I am heading up to do panoramas. Never mind.
I really wish I could find semi-sweet ice cream as opposed to full sweet ice cream.
Make it yourself.
I could. Problem is, the flavor that I want to add to it will take so long to thaw in the fridge. I have an ice cream pail full of pureed raspberries that I de-seeded. If I get the raspberries again next year, I have a plan for the seeds that I'm going to go guerrilla gardening on somebody that I don't like's yard. They're just the front yard. They're going to get an entire cup full of raspberry seeds. like probably like 50,000 raspberry seeds just all over their yard.
So how's everybody doing, huh?
Yes, yes, the hidden boss. That was totally a joke. Absolutely for legal reasons.
I don't want to have to come back here.
Hey, 20-minute naps are, if they're good for you, they're good for you. Cool.
That is the ideal amount if your body recognizes that you're taking a nap like it's supposed to and it goes right into REM sleep. It doesn't do that for me, though.
I used to be able to pull that off when I was polyphasic, but I can't do that anymore. Nowadays, if I try and take a nap, I wake up, again, in about 15-20 minutes.
One trick is to nap where you don't sleep, because then your brain won't associate it with a full sleep. It'll associate it with napping, like napping on a couch.
I guess I wake up like covered and soaked in sweat. I'm just not comfortable.
Why didn't you stop me, huh?
Well, you're not at 420 yet. Also, the chat covers your money amount. Oh, that I see. Yeah. I literally can't see your coin because the chat covers it.
What chat?
The stream chat.
Why aren't you watching it on Discord?
I have the WBPL chat. I have a pop-up window.
Oh, right. I'm dumb.
Yeah, I don't see it on.
I'm out of money.
Yeah. You'll sell your fuel. I'm sure you'll make it back.
Oh well. Your turn to read.
A familiar ritual by now. Dream, self, and memory. You fall asleep and dream yourself in one of Panachak's grotty metal stacks. Young Panorama is not so young anymore. She's aged at least a decade since you last saw her. Minutes ago. Still, she has the eye patch and has acquired a few new scars in the intervening years. She sits on the edge of her bed, staring disconsolately at the floor. Old Panorama is sitting next to her. Stop this now, she says. Stop changing my memories. I'd rather know a miserable truth than a happy lie.
But Dr. Grindelow said this was the only way you'd...
Old Panorama spits, and if Dr. Grindelow was half as knowledgeable as he thinks it is, the governor would have killed or recruited him. I'll wake up soon. I just needed a walk down memory lane.
Alright, I'll agree to stop changing them.
Old Panorama vanishes. A soft knock on the door behind you. Lord Crumpet wants us to all have dinner together tonight, says a young woman peeking through the door. Her face is stained with black with coal dust. An engineer, then. Celebrate. We're almost there, Panorama. Isn't it exciting? I want to be alone, says Panorama without looking up. When the door has shut again, she reaches beneath the bed and pulls out a noose.
The attempt fails. That much is self-evident.
Panorama hangs herself. Her feet twitch. No one comes to save her. She stops breathing.
It's fine.
She dies. Fevered darkness rushes in like a tide. A skeleton sits in a rocking chair beside her as she swings. It is shaking its head, clacking like its knitting needles, sewing Panorama's soul back into her body. Goodness, dearie, says the skeleton. Did you really think death could save you? You owe me twice over now. You have a duty. She raises her needle in one bony fist, touches it to the hangman's rope, and it dissolves into dust. When Panorama hits the floor, she is breathing, a high-pitched whistle from a blistered throat. The skeleton is gone. The room is fading away.
I gave you guys the content warning last time. I forgot to give it this time. I'm sorry.
Panorama twists and turns and whispers in her sleep. Have you been there? Have you seen it? The slave running dock, the one thing that smiles there? You order her memory transferred back inside her skull. This one is still traumatic and will bring her no closer to recovery. Unless the good Dr. Grindelow was wrong.
Which he probably is.
Left to explore. The next memory. You consult Dr. Grindelow's notes yet again, just to be sure. It took place in a random room in the darkness of the house.
As the best events do, eh?
Forest of friendly corpses, reap the necromancer. But it is a good time to start farming. I'm farming breakfast tomorrow right now downstairs. And by farming, I mean I I thought it would be good for supper, but it turns out my sous vide recipe takes 24 to 36 hours, not 6 hours.
Oh.
So that's why I'm eating ice cream right now and not supper.
What are you cooking?
Brisket.
I guess that would kind of take a while, yeah, wouldn't it?
Yeah. In a slow cooker, it only took like 6 hours, and I thought that would be the same for the sous
Brisket
vide,
takes slow no matter what. If you're adding sous vide to it, I can see why that also would make it even longer. Let's read the runes. Ow, my head.
It's okay. We don't need one. Hey, it's not corned beef. Thank you very much. I don't buy corned beef. I don't like it.
Corned beef hash, my 3 favorite things.
Yeah, no, I don't like the taste of corn-fed beef. I get it, it's a thing, but
no, corned beef isn't corn-fed beef. It's different.
I know, but they still taste both like corn to me.
Oh.
Yeah. Side corned beef? I mean, like the side corn, it is perfectly fine, but the corn and the beef, they're different things. This is where Panorama's darkest final memory took place. Perhaps the last. That's not my understanding, Obsidian, but I'll get it back to that. Rub Dream Sleeve under the eyelids, pump Panorama's memory into your skull. You fall into darkness so complete you cannot remember colors. Footsteps marching through the dark. It mutters in a voice you recognize as Panorama's. A woman is behind you, it mutters. She watches with her teeth. Everything happening now has happened before and will happen once more, and I was there to see it, and I will be there to witness it again. I know where you are going, 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 I know where you are going. I'm not finished yet. I know where you are going, I know... No.
And I know where you have been, huh?
Yeah. I choose to be mad out of fear, you see, says old Panorama. Somehow you can see her next to you, although there is no light. That is how clever I am. The marching footsteps in the dark do not end. I did my duty. And then I walked all the way back. Old Panorama glances at you slyly. Even the darkness couldn't touch me. I spent a year walking. If you want to help me, light a candle. Time is coming to an end, mutters young Panorama in the endless dark. Time has come to an end. Time will come to the end. It takes a while to find a light in your matches. As you fumble, a spark, a flare of orange light. The visage that greets you is beyond nightmarish. Young Panorama is soaked in blood. Unspeakable things cling to her hair. In one hand, she holds a knife. Her eyes focus momentarily on the light of the match, then flicker away as she trudges onwards. There's something deeply, irrevocably broken about her smile.
Mind-shattering disruption and horrifying ordeal. Yeah.
Perhaps it looks slightly like a lamprey smiling at you in the dark. You order Panorama's altered memory transferred back inside her skull, the memory of a single light in her year of darkness. She grasps, her eyes flutter open. Her usual expression of unfocused spite is gone. I feel like I've been sleepwalking for years, she says, but my mind is a jumble and I have done such a terrible headache, splitting my head in two. She bends over double, massaging her temples. She is finally awake. She wants to speak with you. Wasn't no help in it, she says Panorama, her eyes bright and gleaming and mad. You dredged too long, you dredge up the darkness. Did you like what you saw? I'm glad you left my mind alone, but I'm not chummy with you just yet. I know where we're going. I'll be there, waiting.
Yay.
So, yeah, no, today I learned about the cooked what's the word?
Corned
cut of
beef?
meat that I have. Brisket, yeah. Yeah, it is technically corned beef. I didn't add any salt to my recipe. I ended up using garlic powder, paprika, and honey. But yeah, and a little bit of vinegar, of course. I tend to try and get low on salt because, well, gotta watch that blood pressure. Now
I can ditch her. Yay!
Hey, the hidden boss. Some days the end is the end is the end is never near, is never near. The end is here. The end is never here. The end is here. The end is...
Flee.
Hopefully it'll be tasty, Obsidian. But again, it was supposed to be supper today, not tomorrow.
I'm gonna go yell at the painted queen.
Yeah. Upside, I have a pot that I made a cozy for that I do my brisket in, so it actually stays really well, nice and insulated. That too. Anticipation is the best flavor. Is the best spice. Oh, Sir Grunk. Ah, I see.
I've already done this. Oh well, I got money.
Fair enough. The other reason I'm really liking my sous vide is because occasionally I invite people over for like meals. Not often, but sometimes.
You can use way cheaper meat in a sous vide and it'll still turn out amazing.
Yeah, that, and I can, like, if 5 people have different like ideas for what they want their steak cooked at or meat cooked at, you just put it all to like medium rare or rare in the sous vide. You cook it for however long they want, and then it just matters how long you fry it, like for 5, 10, or 30 seconds on the stove. Yeah, and just like, okay, yours is well done, yours is right, easy peasy. Yeah. No, the big reason I got into it too is because I got the vacuum sealer for free, because people tend to buy them and then just not use them.
Yay, new swabby to replace the one that just died.
Mm-hmm. Also, I'm pretty sure the person I got the sous vide from had no idea, or the vacuum sealer from had no idea how to use it. Fish. Oh, that would be interesting. You think salmon would work, or are you talking like whitefish, like cod or whitefish? Ooh la la, Obsidian, I am going to try and take you up on that. That's going to be amazing. Ooh, good to know, good to know. Yeah, I am not a cook. I am an abomination who attempts to make food meals that are I will then eat for 4 days straight.
Haunted wagon spooky.
Will you eventually fight the haunted wagon, or are they going to
eventually
be
I'll fight it.
Are there any factions that you're never going to fight, like friends forever?
Randoms like poor people and merchants and shit. I don't want to be a bandit. I already got that achievement.
Fair enough.
Ooh, let's whisper a secret to the stone faces. Crouch down to the nearest stone face and whisper your secret. It whispers in return, its concrete eyes scraping in your direction. Knowledge is the companion of despair. The awoken man drowns in unquiet water. Okay.
Nifty.
That wasn't worth the secret, but okay.
I mean, it might have been. Just not this time. Oh, my go-to food enhancing flavors, like salt, tend to be, in order, vinegar, a couple drops of oil, cumin, and my homemade crushed powdered green onions.
I am out of fetch mirrors, which means I have to go down the hard way.
How do you find more fetch mirrors?
I buy them.
You fetch them from the store. Obsidian, that's fair, but I think I get too much salt on the regular, so I'm trying to not.
No. Later.
The hidden boss. Modern economics has something to say to you. No. Sorry. No. One thing I'm trying to do right now, as a bit of a side project this winter, is I'm trying to. Oh, I'm no sir. Trying to make my own spice rack because I ended up getting a whole bunch of like French square jars and it'll be nice and fancy with it. And, oh, did we not change the tagline
What?
on the chat? Someone just said we're playing Halo.
I changed it.
Did you refresh their Opakir?
Yeah, I changed it.
Because I don't think it updates. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You didn't refresh. Opakir.
Wow.
Hey, and it's all good. It's all good. I've made that mistake like a dozen times.
Wow.
Hey there, Lone Wolf. Nice to see you as well. Why so Obsidian?
Probably sunlight.
I should be clear. I am making an enclosed spice cabinet rack. Like it'll be in the dark. I'm making a what's the name for it? Basically like a sliding garage door for the front of it to cover it. Help reduce the amount of splatter that the jars get. Yeah, Obsidian. That does make sense. The archives are written in a mad insects. We saw this, did we not?
Start the second paragraph.
Okay, many of the sins are innocuous by conventional morality. The consumption of excessive amounts of salt, dressing in a very specific shade of yellow, the kingly type, drowning. And there are peculiar exemptions. Most murders are considered a sin, but not regicide or matricide, nor any murders committed for the amusement of more than 20 people. Finally, after much rolling of the columns, you find some things somewhat relevant. The unsavory secrets of an MP in the City of Knives. Nothing particularly shocking. A history of drug abuse and extramarital affairs.
Not enough to justify the new hole in my gums, but better than nothing. Because I had to give them a tooth.
I mean, teeth grow back. Once.
I think it's a little late for that, bud.
I mean, you might have to get some work done. You might have to be injected with the brain stems of 1,000 mushrooms. But we can rebuild you. Cheaper, poorer, weaker than before.
Oh no.
Obsidian, for me, it was the volume of the vessels that I was shooting for, and plus their toughness. I don't want to deal with plastic, because plastic tended to stain over time, as well as... I wanted something that was just over 2 cups in volume for my spices, just and have them all standardized, because I hated having multi-sized spice jars. Yeah. Plus, finding square jars rather than round ones was kind of tough. But again, it's all going to be in complete darkness once the actual spice rack is made. So it should be fine.
Free money.
Yeah.
I just stole money from a freaking wishing fountain. I'm one of those guys. So.
I mean, at least you didn't use a metal detector. Or I mean, not a metal detector, like a fishing magnet.
That's true. Am I going past my deactivated golems? I want to toss a few out. There they are.
Too much weight?
Oh yeah.
Why not sell them?
Where would I can't move, huh?
Oh, you're that heavy. Obsidian, it's I will say this, it's real fun doing it. And depending on where you are in North America, you can actually bring the plants in the fall. Just know that certain ones get aphids, and those ones you'll have to you won't be able to keep over the winter. But like a lot of the others don't, and you can just have them keep going. Like rosemary, you can it just keeps going. You have to repot it, but yeah.
No, no, I need every precious drop of fuel.
But no, to give you an idea of how much green onion powder I went through last year. This year I harvested 15 kilograms of green onions before I dehydrated them.
Oof.
Yeah, about 3 large shopping bags full, just packed full. I have one of my green onion plants is almost 20 years old in the same pot. It generally grows a green onion that's a solid 1.5 meters, 2 meters high.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, it got the BPL helped me name it.
The onion that's old enough to fuck.
Yeah, it's legal to drink. Some years I haven't even taken care of them because onions are robust.
Onion.
But yeah, no, I do a big bucket garden thing. Growing stuff is fun. I recommend for some stuff though, go to a greenhouse and buy the spices if you're not doing them if you're going to do them from seed, because otherwise you got to start them in like 30 days or less, which is annoying if you don't have the ability to grow. Okay, no, that's fair. Rimward, that's fair. Yeah, no, that could be true. I have no idea how big the onion is though in these pots because like it doesn't have room to grow bigger.
Pretty big. A lot of people read it, man.
Well. Hey. I like my onions. Okay, I tried growing many things, and onions are one of the first things that I was able to grow successfully.
I grew tomatoes.
Nice. What kind?
I grow a whole bunch of different kinds.
Do you grow them in buckets or in the ground?
Ground.
If you ever want to grow tomatoes in buckets, and you like cherry tomatoes, I really recommend Geranium Kiss. This year I grew 25 buckets of onions in like 5-gallon buckets. 3 of the buckets were Geranium Kiss. They outproduced by volume all of my other tomatoes combined. And they were cherry tomatoes.
Nice.
Like, I had literal 5-gallon pails full of cherry tomatoes. And I'm just like, what the hell do I do with this? So I made cherry tomato sauce. It's something. It was really hard to blanch that many tomatoes.
Yeah, I'm not using that.
Taters are good. I don't know about the other one there, Obsidian. I know it's legal here, but I don't partake, so.
Cambamus.
Yeah, my drug of choice is marjoram and tarragon, my spices that I will always grow.
The only drug I need is love for my son and daughter. Yes, a little LSD is all I need to get through the day. Wonderful,
Fair enough.
It's a Simpsons reference.
Okay. I was wondering.
No, I don't.
Wondering why I didn't get it. Is this one for me?
Yeah.
The Dreamer's Den is as luxurious as a place can be while still being revolting. The chase lounges are red and mysteriously stained. Slightly sticky, but not too sticky, just pleasantly. The air is thick with smoke and incense. You can taste it as well as feel it on your fingertips. The lanterns hang hazardously low. You've only bumped your head twice. Insensitive patrons snooze in the corner, stacked like cordwood. You are frisked almost as thoroughly as you'd been in Fortune Hall. A heap of 11 knives form at Ashen's feet. The guards keep finding new ones in ever more unexpected places. Like, why you would keep a knife strapped underneath your chin and expect them to not find it is a mystery. My contact owns this establishment, says Ashen. Once you're inside and sitting at a table, she helps She helps herself to the hookah. Before we meet him, I should warn you about his appearance.
Does he have a head like a giant candle by chance?
I take it the two of you are already acquainted, says Ashen. The bead curtains jangle apart to reveal a man in an immaculate three-piece suit. His head a tower of wax and flesh. The wick atop his head is merely aflame. There are faint dents where his eyes could have been.
Tenpenny Man! How's it going?
Ashen takes a gulp of shisha and blows it at the ceiling. Hello? She offers the candle-headed gentleman a terrible grin. Canute, this is Tenpenny Man. We've met, says the Tenpenny Man. We have what might be called a history. Tell Canute what you told me, says Ashen, puffing away lazily. The Tenpenny Man dips his tallow-heavy head. All in good time. I'm sure Canute has a question.
Why is your head a candle?
It's a very boring story, says Tenpenny Man. He offers nothing further.
That's what he said last time, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we asked last time why his head is a candle.
It was a boring story then.
What do you know about G?
Period. Relatively little. First, he contrived a way to make himself immortal. Centuries later, he founded the Consortium and has been the CEO ever since. He founded a mirror organization, a criminal syndicate who take care of the things that would damage the Consortium's reputation. They're called the Clandestine.
What do you want? G dead,
Yeah. Hi there, TK. Welcome aboard once again. I've been warring with the Consortium and the Clandestine for a decade after the blood-soaked decade, says Tenpenny Man. Finding out about G Period's existence required some indelicate questioning of clandestine agents. Since then, I have amassed rather more information.
Like how to kill him?
When I first learned about G Period's immortality, I started offering a bounty on these, says Tenpenny Man. He pulled from his pocket a tarnished old Sivian guinea, so rubbed and worn as to be almost unrecognizable. A coin from the very first batch of guineas, minted when the cities were young. His candlehead is lighted Valagarumum. I mangled that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's already burning.
Yeah. I offered 10,000 guineas for one of these, you see, and hence acquired a nickname and an eccentric reputation. These were hand-minted, I might add, by G Period himself when he first founded the Consortium and established a common currency.
Are you saying that the coins as an object of G's own creation may be used against him?
Close! The Tenpenny Man sounds impressed, but if they had only been ordinary coins, they couldn't be used against him. G Period kept his first batch of crypto coins. He is remarkably sentimental, is he not? He turned them into the occult relics and gifted them to his most loyal followers. With these cryptocurrencies, no one could stand against them, until I came along, of course. Ashen snorts, billowing a cloud of smoke from each nostril.
So the coins have some of his power in them.
Precisely. He mixed his blood with the molten cryptographic secrets, carved his own likeness on either side, imbued each with a fragment of the numbers. Ashen raises the hand. Gimme. Tenpenny Man flips his faded guinea onto the table. I'm afraid this one's a fake, he says. I never had any intention of giving you any of my own collection. I can't risk my plans by trusting an amateur operation. Ashen smiles and blows a ring of flavored smoke in the Tenpenny Man's near-featureless face. You unhelpful bastard, she says pleasantly. Can I kill him, boss?
Not yet,
Ashen slumps back, harumping. We need one of those coins. I'd be pleased to tell you where to get coins for yourself, says Tenpenny Man. The most senior traders of the Consortium. How can I put this? They wear shaded glasses for good reason. You will be able to pluck one of these coins from behind each of their eyes, in their eye sockets.
And where do we find these traders?
I will have my boy Ziki draw you a map of the Consortium's trade notes, says Tenpenny. Expect heavy resistance. No common bandit dare tax a crypto exchange vehicle for good reason. It's my headcanon now that these coins are just a cryptocurrency.
Nice. We need better weapons, huh?
What was it?
Oh. Oh well, I blew him up at least.
Oh, and Grunk, one more thing. I recommend getting what are those flowers called? Um, there's certain types of flowers that really massively reduce insect populations in gardens, because the chrysanthemums are one of them. There's two others that are kind of common. When insects bite them, they die because the flowers themselves have basically insecticide in their veins, and it paralyzes whatever bites them. So it can really help control aphids and spider mites. What are they? Geraniums, and, and they tend to be really cheap flowers, so which is nice. Like you can usually buy them in like 4 packs for like $3, kind of thing.
Stupid Cairn.
Marigolds. That's what I was thinking of. Marigolds. Yeah. Yeah. Ever since I started planting marigolds alongside my peppers and whatnot, I've had A, increased yields, and B, less aphids. You don't want the tall marigolds, mind you. You want the short ones. The tall ones just tend to fall over.
I've played RuneScape. I know what marigolds I need to keep insects away.
Wait, what? That's in...
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Also, Obsidian, do you know that peppers will cross-breed really easily? Just as a heads up if you plan to use the seeds for next year.
Yeah, if you plant sweet peppers next to hot peppers, there's a decent chance a sweet pepper's first crop will, and like as early as the first crop will start being spicy.
First crop, even? I've always heard it as the second crop. Oh, okay. Yeah. It has to do with that peppers in particular have 2 generations between, what was it? Fruit are the grandchildren of the pepper plant. Yeah, 20 feet should be enough. You might get a little bit of crossover, but you won't get much.
I'm smashing bizarre effigies to make myself feel better.
You should probably also sell some golems.
I did sell them all.
You didn't even keep one? I guess you get them fast enough.
Oh yeah. I'm
Oh yeah.
enjoying myself though.
Oh yeah. I mean, ritual scarification is a tried and true practice for occultism. No, my go-to pepper is one called Ring of Fire because it's a big producer and they're chili peppers. Although I do want to find a good stuffable. I'm thinking for getting candy canes, but I don't know. I don't want to get a wax pepper because I don't like wax peppers.
Her voice cracks. She tells you of blood that's still only half dried, sticky on the floor. She speaks of old friends turned monstrous. A civil war fought in cramped corridors with tiny daggers, a mutiny born of madness. A mutiny never put down, with culprits never punished. She smiles, and you notice the knife in her belt.
Oh, hey!
One lurid
You
tale.
should join my crew! You should join my crew!
She does sound useful, doesn't she?
Yes.
I feel like I need Aranak Silk for something, but I forget. No, I need Witch Glass, huh?
The darkness will have its due.
Heck. More like the darkness will have its doo-doo.
The darkness will have its duty.
I know it'll make me feel better. I'll bang a college professor.
You do you. Hey, Rimward. Just some chatting about gardening and us. Were you around when we, quote unquote, saw the last of the old lady's memories? Miss sleeps a lot.
Oh, Professor Hassan, let's take her for another meal.
Mhm.
Things progress naturally. In her dim-lit room, Hassan is nothing like the self-conscious professor you watch stumble through the lecture. Her conversation is scintillating, her wit deadly, and the touch of her lips electrifying. You pass the night together, blanking, and laughing at the occasional awkward blank. Finally, you're both spent. Ah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna write about that in my book.
You do that.
Ow. Yeah, smash it.
Well, Rimward, we saw that the old lady's memories were full of trauma. We didn't change any more of them, and she said, "Well, I just need to finish remembering them, and then I wake up." But it just appears that she wouldn't remember them unless we went in and observed them with her. She was.
Oh my god, stop turning the freaking heart light off, you suicidal maniac.
Well, I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, we altered one of her memories way back when, but she doesn't think we altered any, so we're good. We're good.
Alright, so the heart gave us a letter to give to B. Her, the person that he definitely isn't interested in you know. You want to read it, Chris?
Sure. She meets you at the same cafe where she first bought your tea. You explained the situation to her, and then hand her the heart's letter and wait. At first, she smiles as she reads, then she reads on. The smile curdles and dies. She goes steadily paler and paler. Finally, she drops the letter as though it suddenly caught fire.
What? What does it say?
He begins by talking about his internal love for me, says Bea, which is odd since he never contacted me after we slept together. There's paragraphs and paragraphs. At one point, there's a poem. I won't make you suffer through the poem. It's almost as bad as yours. Then, well, the tone changes. He says he's going to rule the Principate alone sooner than I might think, and then he wants me to be his queen. She stares at you, alarmed. I was worried about him because I care about him, but I'm not a bloody fool. Is he planning a coup? A coup? I don't want any part of this.
Do you think he'd be capable of it?
The Prince's heart is a good man, says Bea. To an extent. He has always good intentions at the moment. When he makes a promise, he genuinely means to keep it. When he makes a grand gesture, it is heartfelt at the time. But make no mistake, as soon as one moment has passed, he forgets everything he said, and he won't hesitate to go back on it. He has no mind, no memory. He is all heart, all the fool. She sighs. When you're in his company, the heart is intoxicating. He makes you feel cherished. Then he leaves the room and forgets you exist. He's like a drug, addictive and bad for the soul. Do I think he could stage a coup? Yes, if the whim took him and he could justify it to himself, and he can justify anything to himself.
So what should I do?
You need to go to the Prince's Eye and tell him what the heart's been up to. I don't think the Principate could survive having the heart in charge. It's hard to leave his orbit intact. Thank you for helping me to put this rest, at least. She grabs a random assortment of coins from her bag and scatters them on the table. Then she stands up, pressing her hand to her red-rimmed eyes. I have to go. You need to tell the Eye about this, please.
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
Yeah. Obsidian with the chicken run. What I've seen before are kind of like chicken wire tunnels that go around the garden but stay mostly in the kitchen. The chicken coop itself, uh, just kind of like a, and so they can eat the insects that might walk back and forth to the garden, but they don't have much room inside that chicken wire tunnel, and you can step over it pretty easily. Rimward, it is made by the same developers, if I'm not mistaken, right, Newt? It's made by the same people as Sunlit Seas.
No, but they donated or something like that. I don't know how it works.
Okay, so they had some crossover, yeah,
Yeah.
in terms of at least probably technical knowledge.
Let's tell the Eye where the heart is.
Da da da. The Eye listens to your story in silence, stirring his cement thick coffee. There's no liquid in it, it's just a powder, but he insists on calling it coffee. When you are finished, he stares out the window for some time. Follow me, he says finally.
He escorts you to a waiting dirigible. It ascends toward the tower of billowing silk, while the eye sits by your side and gently dozes.
As the dirigible levels with the floating tower, a banner of taffeta, taffeta unfurls to meet you, forming a fluttering bridge carpet. When you step onto it, it feels like solid ground, except for the waves. Inside the tower, it almost looks like a normal place. Chandeliers hang from the ceiling, sensors puff incense-laden clouds. The walls are covered in portraits of a handsome young man you assume must be the prince. But wall, ceiling, floor, everything is silk, rippling, ephemeral. Occasionally the wall will billow up and flash you a sickening glimpse of the Isle city miles below. It appears you have gained a fear of heights. Finally, you step before a set of heavy gold curtains guarded by a dozen armor-imprisoned bronze men. The prince is waiting, says the eye, and steps into the throne room beyond. You remember now, he didn't send word ahead. The prince sits on a throne of gold and marble, glittering jeweled crown upon his withered head, dressed in robes of crimson silk and ermine. He is mouthless, skin stretching featurously between his chin and nostrils. Eyeless, too, hollow sockets, gazing blankly at the ceiling. His arms end at the elbows. A dozen tubes are inserted into him, pumping various liquids in or out. You question not the contents, for the contents are not for you. His breathing is shallow and ragged. He has nothing to speak with and nothing to write with, but the eye seems to know what he wants to say. You were to be recommended for bringing this matter to our attention, says the eye. The heart is clearly entertaining delusions of personhood, unfit for an organ of the state. Rest assured that he will be captured and swiftly returned to the prince's rib cage.
A servant hurries into the throne room with your reward.
A chest of glittering coins and a clockwork music box that plays tinkling songs from other worlds. Those who serve us well are duly rewarded, says the eye. Remember that. Until now, the prince has been as silent and unmoving as a block of wood. Now he shifts, waving one of his shortened limbs at his tubes and puffing furiously through his nostrils. The eye starts adjusting dials until finally the prince settles back into his throne, calm once more. Thank you again, says the eye. Now go, and do not breathe a word of the prince's conditions.
Ooh, terrible secret I can give to people.
Yes, do not breathe a word of it.
I'm invited to a private ball. Oh, read.
Yeah, more not God Emperor, the hidden boss, more like a provincial governor level type deal. A polite young squid-headed thing takes your hat and coat as you climb into the blimp. The prince's guests are esoteric as ever. Of course, there are principate aristocrats in attendance, but an assortment of famous scholars, performers, summoners, and visitants of unusual aspect. All are breathless with excitement as they ascend to the tower. The ball itself is a magnificent event. Your feet glide across a floor of shimmering taffeta. The air is heavy with intoxicating incenses and drug smoke. Tigers and lionesses prowl freely across the dance floor. The prince himself is not in attendance, although the prince's mouth gives a speech. The hand drifts and mingles with effortless charisma. Towards the end of the evening, you hear a prominent summoner in the conversation behind you. The bloody citizens of Glass have been complaining again, she announces loudly to a friend, before immediately being shushed and bundled from the room.
A moment of shocked silence, then the hubbub renews.
You're not wrong, Hidden Boss. He is kept alive when he should not be alive. What
Yeah,
is dead may never die.
He split his organs into. He anthropomorphized them, sort of.
Yeah, I like to think of them as like extensions of the cursed items of Vecna, because they did require a human host, did they not?
I don't know.
I thought we read that.
What do you say we take 5 and then we'll delve into the founder?
Works for me.
Alright, we'll be back, folks.
Tech in the House of Doors is questionable at best and works more with along the lines of motivation for tech than tech itself. Like, I think the city of technology by a lake has had gears stopped working because people are feeling discontent. So, mm, mm, mm. What did that tear? Or, hmm, I wanted to fix that. Shame. Well, that's easy enough to fix. That's right. You hide, spider. Mm. Got to train the spiders to, stay hidden. Otherwise, they're visible. So now that we're up to around 41, 42 people in the chat tonight, I just am here to remind everyone my name is Chris. My host is Newt. He stepped away for just a moment, and we are streaming House of Doors. Feel free to join the auxiliary Discord if you haven't already. And don't forget, the streams are also hosted on the YouTube channel. And, I forget the link for that. It's on the Reddit. And there's also the link for the, the audio thing. I have a memory like a sieve for nouns. Um, thanks, Grimace. My memory is poopsicles. If I don't write a note down and read it right before I say it, I forget it. What's in other news? I'm I've started playing RimWorld again and putting the mod pack together. It's on day 9 of probably 13 to actually be able to play. Last 2 days and probably the next 3 are going to be setting up the mod settings. It's actually running pretty stable. I've run a few tests uh, test world so far, and like no important red critical errors, which is kind of amazing considering last time how I played. And plus, I'm getting 4x speed right off the get go, which, damn, was not expecting that. I was expecting to cap out at 2x speed, but happy. Yeah. Uh, the WBPL. I'm gonna guess we're gonna start seeing some streams of Pal World. Some of these times soon too. There's been some big interest in the BPL about people playing it. Like we've had close to 20 people playing it continuously. It's kind of dumb, but hey, it looks like a lot of fun for a lot of people. I'm not endorsing it. I know I don't like that kind of game, but holy crap, a lot of people probably would. What else can I kind of tell people? We had the election earlier today for the Aux. I don't recall how it ended. They tried playing some cursed Halo, so it was probably kind of cursed. Yeah. Grimace, that does not surprise me. I remember seeing the Transport Tycoon Deluxe open TTD, and it was
So,
yeah, it was a thing. I'm just chatting about the news about the WBPL and that kind of stuff. All good things. All good things.
Goob.
Sell your goob, win fabulous goobtastic prizes.
Alright, let's explore the Founder.
At the top of the Founder, the roar of the engines consumes all noise. To get here, you had to call in a few debts and favors. A ford or delving at the top of the Founder is a minor sacrilege. Your reputation in the Principate will suffer a blow. The floor vibrates beneath your feet. Your crew follow you through the vast steel halls. How they got in when you had to bribe, you don't know, but you have crew from.
I bribed to get my crew in.
Yeah, I'm assuming that astoundingly large number of your crew actually worked on this ship before they worked for you. It's safer to work for you. The upper floors have long since been picked clean by the prince's scavengers. You pass the engine's core. Its glow is so bright it almost blinds. Footsteps further down the corridor. Something is coming.
Hide.
You are not leaving. You pull your crew into a nearby laboratory and wait breathlessly until the echoing footsteps fade. Small metal spheres float overhead, broadcasting tinny music in an unpleasant volume. At first, it's bearable. At first. Heat. Sweltering heat. Excessive heat. A crew member faints and must be dragged back up top for air. To reach the other side, you are forced to hop from crate to crate in a vast, miles deep storage room. Matthew Drummer, your guard, lands badly on his final jump. The entire crate tower wobbles beneath him. Fingers inexorably slip.
Boy, you can do it.
With your encouragement, he rights himself and leaps to safety just as the tower collapses. Rumor, I'm guessing they were canceled from the election. We'll message someone to see about getting them re-enabled for the next stream. The door hisses open as you approach, belching cold vapor. Have a nice day, it commands. You have reached the end of the first floor. A nearby glass column has smashed open, rusting the metal with spilled contents, very little of them left as visible mercury. You find a wrinkled thing with teeth curled up in the puddle, ancient and mummified.
Free thing.
Oh yeah, I guess I always forget, Grimace, that you have all of the power. All of the power. The corridors are littered with steel coffins, scattered like shaken chess pieces. You are stopped in your tracks by a locked door. A glowing security panel demands you present an identity card.
I'm gonna just pry it open.
Forget subtlety. You bash the door down with a war hammer. A war hammer. You do war. As you pass the final coffin, its lid hisses open. A gaunt, dead face stares out at you accusingly. The nearest wall is mounted with a dozen flickering screens. As you pass, all of them broadcast your face. Intruder, declares a monitor's voice. A klaxon sounds. Dragonborn. Intruder. The effect is rather unnerving, but nothing else happens. You wait for a moment, then continue on.
I'm
The Drew.
thinking this might be a spaceship.
Yeah, the Drew have been training. You have been studying words. The 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 Dragger have been training. The air down here is ungodly cold. Your crew shiver behind you. Their lips are blue. You step into a featureless vault. The door slams behind you. Contamination detected. Stammers a disembodied voice above. It in incineration procedure is in steel nozzles slide from the walls around you. They begin to glow red. Initiated. You jimmy the door open not a moment too soon and rush to safety just as the flames roar silently behind you. Harmony's coattails are singed, but you suffer no worse injury than that. A door tries to hiss shut as you approach, but it bumps repeatedly against a coffin blocking the way. The coffin pops open under the pressure, revealing its gaunt and long dead occupant.
Free guy!
You can no longer hear the rumble of the engines above. It is silent as death and dark as a tomb. A skittering in the darkness above, then something black and tangled and bristling drops on Eldon Bristow's face. And then his face is gone. The gunner shrieks in pain as the creature hooks into his skin with a dozen bladed
Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it!
Stabbing it only succeeds in making it angry as its flesh parts around your blade and is sealed behind it. It drags Eldon Bristow up into the darkness above and showers you with blood and gristle and a gurgle
Neat.
and rain of flesh. A klaxon sounds
Oh, we've
again.
seen this one.
Intruder, intruder, intruder. It glows red. You've felt this before. Looking back, you realize that Jules Worthington, your swabby, who really didn't need to be wiping the decks down here, but came anyways, wasn't quite fast enough. His charred ash lies in the incineration room, twisted and blackened and piled like a pile of corpse ash.
Wow.
A door obligingly opens itself for you. Entering Pilot Bay, it says softly, "Prepare for obeisance." Flooding, whispering ghosts pour out from the room beyond, leaving a thin layer of ectoplasm in their wake.
Free ectoplasm!
Nice. Your footsteps echo down here. Small metal spheres make you slightly more
Kill it,
insane.
kill it, kill it, kill it!
The flickering screams. The moments later, the thing is shuddering and expelling the last of its fluids on the end of your knife. Matthew Drummer, who died previously, clutches at you once more past his death, whimpering his thanks.
Wait, he did, didn't he?
He did.
Oops.
We've gone too far, whispers Clive Mulden, shattering the silence. We must turn back. You're skipping.
No, Matthew Drummer burned again,
You're skipping. No.
You've already read them,
Not that one.
Yeah, that was the incinerator room,
Not the one where we've gone too far.
Oh.
You skipped it. It's sad. It's fine. There's many more rooms. There's many more rooms to find. And the room beyond is truly enormous, lined with swivel chairs and flickering white screens, walled by cracked glass. Although the cracks seem intentional, they seem like a map, but not a map of any place you know. The windows reveal nothing more than stone beneath. A corpse is waiting for you. It slumps in the very center in a chair as tall as a church spire. It is perfectly mummified and as huge as a whale, its titanic head encased within a steel helmet, its hundreds of looping tentacles plugged into wall sockets. The legend spoke of waiting treasure, or perhaps a sleeping dragon. Not this.
Free God, yay! Let's plug one of the tentacles into the side of my head,
Unfathomable visions, a sleek metal vessel carves through infinite darkness. Far in the distance, one of the stars blinks out. The pilot deity thrashes and screams in grief and rage. It struggles against its chair prison, tentacles writhing. It'll be kind of hilarious if that's how you gained a memory box. If that's how they if that's how they found and made memory boxes. Each time they made one, they had to visit the pilot. You should sell the secret that you found out about the prince right here to the prince. I found a terrible secret. Are you really trying to sell this to me, you ass? You ass.
I'll sell him some hideous revelations.
Fair. Sometimes I write messages back.
That god corpse is going right in the museum, huh?
Yep. That'll pay for your sleep.
There's only supposed to be 9 gods, which means if I can put 10 god corpses in the museum, I've mathematically proven that there's more than 9 gods. And if I put 9 in them, I can just tell them that all the gods are dead, right?
No, that's why you tell them this is the many-bodied corpse that is the dead god. And the reason we know it's dead is because we keep finding its corpses everywhere.
Oh, they're gonna be different corpses, don't worry.
They can be different corpses. It's the many-bodied god of death. All the dead bodies are corpses of the dead body god.
There's an SCP that's a god corpse, and it exists. It's sort of like exists in multiple realities at the same time.
Yep.
So people going in from realities could bump into each other if they weren't completely incapable of grasping each other because of being from different dimensions and such.
That's why you just need a weapon that attacks all parts of one thing at once, across all realities.
Just hold a sword out and spin around, real fast.
No. When you use it to attack something, it compresses one item into one, across all realities and hits it unwaveringly. Conceptual weapons are the best weapons.
After this, we're gonna go to the Empire of Thread. It's gonna be fun. Nothing happens when you're standing hit 0. You just get random bullshit that you have to deal with.
You get options.
Having it at 0 is the same as having it low, as far as I know, except for it says fine instead of...
It hovers between a bunch of different things.
Reminisce.
The glass reclamation was back in 02. 23 years ago. In this room, the cities and Principate clashed for the first and only time. It was a slaughter on an unprecedented scale.
I think
we have passed it since then. You said that day are fuzzy, but your only consolation is the Principate army suffered even worse.
Yay! Scavenge like a ball, so...
You overturn kinetipedes and dig through the hulking wrecks of blimps. You, one man, can lift a kinetipede. You are Strunk. You trawl through ancient remains until your face is blackened with dust and your fingers red with rust. Perhaps blood, but you claim it's rust. Beneath a shattered gigantopede, you discover a mass of skeletons. They must have been hit by some of the strange occult weaponry popular during the Reformation of glass. The bones are covered in strange growths, like ivory thorns.
Those were comrades once.
A terrible battle waged here. The floor is a pocketed wasteland of rusted metal, rubble, bones, and dust, and so much dust. But it's fine.
Not enough clues yet.
We have clues of the city of glass. It is made of glass. It is broken. It is shattered into pieces and scattered to the winds, and it is fine. We will find it. Just need to think. Just need to think. It's okay. If I say it enough, it'll be okay. And I won't be lost forever in the dark. It will have its due.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
You are losing it, Canoe. It says in the bottom left.
No, we're just losing the path.
You are desperately glad.
Perhaps we need to talk to the dead gods and the
free coins.
See about getting the doors open. Open the doors. Nothing can go wrong if we open the doors.
Stupid Heartlight. What's it ever done for anyone?
If only we had a spare. Will you spare a heart, Newt? Perhaps one of your crew members? Just a minor surgery. One minor surgery.
What the fuck are you on about?
Don't you notice that I tend to go rambling a little harder when our sanity is at 0?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. It adds to the vibe, my friend, the vibe. Don't you feel the rumbling ticking of the legs as we walk along the doors? We did lose a Swabby in the spaceship.
Multiple times,
Yes, the same Swabby. He died really
I'm gonna be taking a month off when we get to the city of Keys.
Yeah. And then he starts writing articles for the newspaper and makes tons of money.
That's weird. Not the things that are supposed to show up when I have no sanity aren't showing up.
I was hungry, Rimward, but now I am full.
Isn't it beautiful? Look at all of this crap,
I found this stuff on the street, on the floor. People were throwing away his trash. Please put it into a museum. A museum. Belongs in a museum. This is literally someone's, like, used hanky. It belongs in a museum. It is an archaeological treasure, or will be in 300 years. Maybe you just need more fossilized ghosts.
Have I given them blood-soaked monoliths yet? I have not.
I don't think the fossilized ghosts are leaking hard enough yet.
Blood-soaked monolith seems to radiate waves of goatish anger. How dare you display it like some common rock, huh?
Well, we could paint it. We could give it a nice little, like, coat of red paint.
You might only want occult relic, so we will give... Spending too long in this section gives you a blinding headache.
I thought we put a bunch of occult headaches in there before we had a crash.
Yeah, I had one in there.
No, but I remember seeing the blinding headache line before.
Yeah, it already gave me a blinding headache just looking at the one. This is much worse.
Hey, it belongs in a museum, Rimward. A British museum. Because we found it, therefore it is ours.
Actually, I'd like to continue collecting exhibits.
They're gonna go past 100%?
Oh, yeah.
Does it actually say, like, 110% complete?
No.
I'd like a case where the museum's walls are big and the floor space is bigger than the outside, but if you just increase it past 100. So if it was like 200% complete, the museum is significantly larger on the inside than the outside. It gives the people an unsettling feeling just walking through the entryway.
An oscillating prism hovers above its plinth, folding and undulating and hurting your eyes. Mesmeric. How long have you been watching?
Hey, just stop staring at the multi-dimensional shape. It's fine.
Alright, let's donate the corpse of a god. That's going to make them furious, The vast corpse of a god sits on Gormless display like some common thing. This is an indescribable blasphemy. The citizens are whispering that you're mad and the museum is cursed.
The museum isn't even open yet. It's fine.
Gotta screenshot it, of course.
Is it the goat from Goat Simulator? Because if it was the goat from Goat Simulator, that would be the most ideal goat to have in this museum. Are you trying to improve your reputation by having a museum that is absolutely awful?
How did you know,
Good thing you're completely sane while you're doing this and you're not going to write any fever dreams as propaganda.
Oh, I can write a whole book, I forgot. Shit, I forgot about that, Alright, let's...
You'll earn 2,000 cryptocurrency. But your transaction, since it's so large, will wait until 1,500 more hashes are done, which will take 35 days to process.
You draw on truths and half-truths from your own exciting past and churn out a collection of short stories that really pump the blood. You spend several days choosing a title which your publisher discards immediately, preferring a more literal and less literary approach. Soon, copies of thrilling yarns, true stories of adventure, audacity, and absurdity are selling from bookstalls all over the city. The publisher takes the lion's share, of course, but you still manage to make a tidy sum, which I will spend on weapons and explosives and such, of course.
The Noot book of house records.
Yeah! You're not much of a painter, but you don't want your masterwork to be constrained to one artistic format. You begin teaching yourself brushstrokes again, huh?
Ah, yes. Keeping the artistic form to a single type of artistic merit is obviously a poor choice.
Yeah.
This is why I like to, finish my house in both siding and stucco and brickwork all on the same wall. Kudos to you, Mr. Deputy. That house you made was amazing.
Chris, let's have Harmony Ricketts over, the insufferable artiste.
Yeah. Harmony lingers in the hallway, rubbing the back of her neck. It takes a lot of polite effort to get her to sat down. Because she won't sit. She has already been sitting the whole time. She just needed to move her chair beside the goddamn table. Damn it! Is there a reason you wanted me here? She stirs her tea despondently. There is no tea in the teacup, but she continues to stir it. It's only polite.
I just wanted to get to know you better.
Proper conversation proves impossible. All she offers are nods, smiles, and the occasional, "Oh, yes!"
She leaves early.
Yeah, she excuses herself to use the bathroom, and she is never seen for the rest of the evening. Ugh.
Ow. I got beat up,
Stop fighting! You're just going to lose. Don't make Mr. Bones medically ground you. Oh, profound burn.
You want to read the next one?
Sure.
Alright. Grand Epic.
Lions and Strife. Oh!
Lions and strife, lions and strife, lions and strife. Oh, I break.
Yeah. Oh, as fine as your killer and your friend ill, the valiant killer and the friend who will own. I am carried the song by blood and goodwill. Oh,
now
and
let's close our
is
eyes
the
for
worst
20
rhyming
seconds.
Ever.
Let's close our eyes and think about the verse for 20 seconds.
I'm a water break.
I've had my eyes closed, soaking in the beautiful poetry for about half a minute now.
That was good water.
Order.
Eye break. Gotta lift the eyes up, close the eyes, and then rotate them around your eye socket. Gotta move that eye liquid around like lubrication. Also, it's kind of weird feeling your eye on your eyelid, so it's kind of a nifty feeling. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, on that note, I should actually add some tears to my eyes, because I am noticing they're a little dry.
I have a lot of undreamt treasure. I can really dream about this treasure, huh?
Well, you can always dream about the treasure you don't have.
Oh yeah, I can get a new light bearer. I don't have to deal with panorama anymore.
Tell her it's time for her to take a nap. A dirt nap! I just let her off in the middle of the dark.
She'll walk back. She'll be fine.
She's walked it off before. Your services are no longer required. This is an at-will employment vessel, and we are in extra-legal territory. I hope you had a good time with our contract, because we did not have a good time with yours. Have a good day. Ugh. Hey, the hidden boss, they just want to be your friends, okay? Maybe they're misunderstood. Like, it's not their fault they need to consume the souls of the unwilling. Like, have you never met He Who Eats Stories? Wonderful chap. So many stories to tell, you just don't remember them afterwards.
Let me check something.
We're trying to figure out whose quests we got to do yet.
No, why I can't hire, Maybe I'm getting unlucky? Nope, just gotta advertise. Genevieve Call. She won't talk about her past, but she expounds with great enthusiasm on all manner of sciences and philosophies. When she smiles, you see a glint of a fang. When she talks to you, her eyes drift to your neck. What could go wrong?
You didn't need that neck anyways, correct?
It's fine.
She's not a vampire, and how dare you accuse her of such? Hey there, Hackmanistan. How's it going tonight? Nice to have you on the stream.
Ugh. Gonna have to go south, though. I think. Yeah, we need weapons and kinetipedes, or weapons and witch glass and all that.
Oh, hey, thanks for the sub there, Hackmanistan. That is, we're happy to have you join us. Enjoy the new paths.
Oh, already ready for a quest. Do you know anything about the City of Glass? Ah, the City of Glass, Genevieve smiles. I might know a little something about that, but why should I tell you? She invites me for wine and philosophy,
Is it red wine? Is it a deep, metallic, strong taste?
Well, you're gonna tell us that, aren't you?
Yeah, she smiles, a glint of fang, a snaggletooth at the corner of her mouth. It is nice to finally be surrounded by people of above average intelligence. She says. When you go to pour her a glass, she places her hand over the rim. I do not drink wine.
Oh, that tired old joke, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How about the fact that you're obviously a vampire?
What? Sputters Genevieve? How did you know? What gives you the very suggestion? She has a boggled, wounded expression of a fish that has been pulled from the water and used to slap someone. Too late for us, a hidden boss? She has... Fine, she snaps, deflating. I'm a vampire, and obviously a more indiscreet one than I had hoped. But before you fetch your torch and pitchfork, I wanted to assure you that you have nothing to fear from me. I am abstinent. I do not drink blood.
Sure, I trust you.
Good, thank you. I'm glad to finally have this out in the open, she says. Speaking of such things, could you drop me off the next time we're near the scars of Schneng? I have a meeting to attend with my, abstinence support group.
She gives you a tight-lipped smile, as though suddenly more self-conscious about her fangs. Don't know why.
Yeah. I always like the description snaggletooth. It's one of my favorite words. Although my favorite word has to be exoteric.
What does that mean?
It means everybody knows.
Oh. Oh, the opposite of esoteric?
Exactly,
That's
right?
awesome, huh?
Yeah. It's common knowledge.
I was trying to be gentle about maybe you mispronounced esoteric, huh?
No, no. Good guess. I do mispronounce basically everything, but yeah, no. That is yeah. Although one of my favorite terms that would not surprise me if it showed up in this game. Let me see if I can look it up because I never remember its name. Uh Jungian archetypes.
Jungian,
They might be called Jungian archetypes. I thought they're Jungian archetypes.
they came up in Control, I think.
That's right. That's right.
The
That's
objects
right.
of power, you know.
It's concepts human psyche takes for granted. Things like continuity of time and with adults, object permanence. Pretzel Bomber, yes, that sounds about right. Yeah. It came up in a story where someone had the power to control the Jungian archetypes.
I just sold a publisher copy of my book to this guy for $5.
Nice. Hey, it's all cryptocurrency all the way down. You didn't sell him the book, you sold him the NFT of the book.
Oh, of course.
Time to take more of that cough spray.
The festival has turned Guandarmo Plaza into a labyrinth of stalls and tents. Tobacconalists, carved sculptures from lingering cigar smoke. Face painted art brutes vandalize the work of their neighbors. One section of the festival is devoted to watercolor depictions of other worlds. In another corner, a bewildering nightmare of transcrustation ungeometry makes your eyes throb. Oh, it's Angle Crab, of course. Harmony slinks to the back of the plaza, begins setting up her own stall. Go and amuse yourself, she tells you absently. This will take a while. Let's go try and let's comprehend Angle Crab, huh?
Yeah. Pretzel? Yes, I think so, but I also think those terms have fallen out of common use in the modern field, but I don't know. You failed to comprehend the transcrustacean ungeometry.
But Angle Crab appreciated my effort to try.
Yes. Harmony never mentioned that she was actually popular. Despite setting up her stall in the dingiest corner of the plaza, she has attracted a crowd of murmuring fans. She has stood at the front, handing out pamphlets. All the answers are in my manifesto, she declares. I am pioneering a new school of art occult. No name for it yet. I'm sure you will have fun inventing one. Two men with perfect hair and perfect mustaches stroll past you, flipping through the Ricketts Manifesto in their perfect suits with perfectly polished boots. Interesting theory, of course. You hear one of them say, as they buff their perfectly manicured hands. She won't do it, of course, says the first connoisseur, flapping Harmony's manifesto in the air in a perfectly good throw. It would ruin her career. Miss Ricketts is no fool. I agree, says the second man, who is shorter and plumper, but is still otherwise identical and in perfect shape. But I don't agree that it is interesting, even in theory. It is cheap. Shock over substance. Perfect for amusing the masses. Have you read all her reasoning? Asks Tall and Thin. She has a rationale. Of course she does. They all do, says Short and Plump.
Let's go back to Harmony's stall.
By the time you reach the front of the crowd, an exhausted-looking Harmony is waving her hands. That's enough, she says to her audience. I'm packing up now. Go home. The new movement is all very well, but when we will see you next proper painting? Calls a voice from the front. Never, says Harmony to Horrified's gasps. I had some, but I threw them away. And goodbye, everybody. Thanks for coming. She gestures at you frantically and dashes back to the Kinetipede. Run. Run like your life depends on it. Fans. When Harmony is finally back inside the Kinetipede, she slams the door behind her, breathing hard. Fans! Eh? What a nightmare, she says. Now, the first place we must visit is the City of Engines. I will go and work on the blueprints. She heads back to her cabin, absent-mindedly tossing a dozen of her manifestos to one side.
Let's give it a read.
The manifesto is a rambling essay with atrocious grammar and appalling run-on sentences. It outlines a new style of artistry, making of the body a canvas, sculpting it according to hideous whims. Harmony offers several rationales for her proposal. She wants to prove that the beauty and abomination. She wants to destroy art world's preoccupation with art. She wants to leave art nowhere shocking left to hide, and thus force it squealing to die. The pamphlet repeats the same points over and over again, worded slightly differently and spelled increasingly inaccurately, occasionally descending into gibberish.
Nice.
So I had a thought. You know how we have a crew member who's a vampire, and vampires drink blood?
Of course.
Well, are there any other vampires that drink the other bodily humors?
Oh no. I want to suck your dick.
I was thinking more like bile. Like, I need to go with your kidney a little bit and your gallbladder. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna go in through the torso. I need your spinal fluid, okay? Just don't mind me.
It's fine, it's just a little sanity.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's visit Tybalt Balsamic. He's opened up a salon,
Yay! He's running a thriving barbershop in a previously unused room of the old hollow. When you walk in, he glides towards you with a pair of scissors in his hands and a beaming smile on his face. Those scissors appear to be increasingly large as they get closer. I'm sure it's fine. Knut, it's so good to see you. Let me just finish with this customer. He whirls around a bemused patron, scissors blurring, giving him a haircut of a lifetime. You remember the last haircut he gave someone, and those may be the same scissors he used. Then Tybalt sits you down and gives you a free haircut of your own. He chats merrily all the while, beginning by massaging your scalp with a finesse that sends tingles of pleasure through your body. Probably not drugged, but it could be. And then he starts snipping at your hair, a hurricane of steel. You realize his father felt the same. For the first time since you have met him, he seems perfectly content. Nevertheless, you avoid the topic of his father, even when he brings it up.
Soon my stunning new haircut is complete. Tybalt claims to be busy, utterly rushed off his feet. He promises to catch up more later. You want to read?
Sure, I'm just trying to find out what the biles were in bodily humors. The man at the bar is lithe and handsome, with a gleam in his eyes that suggests trouble. He accepts your drink with a grin. It's nice to drink in peace, he says, tossing back the cider. Out there, I have an eye for danger every hour of every minute of every day. But the hollow is safe haven. Thanks for your kindness, stranger.
Hang on.
Yep. You poisoned his drink, did you not?
The four humors are blood, yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm.
Yeah, like I know what phlegm and blood are, but I don't know what yellow and black bile are. I think one of them is gall fluid, but I don't know.
I'm not sure. Why are you so paranoid outside the hollow?
I'm on the run from the law, another cocky grin. I was a student at Incarnate University and got in a little bit of hot water. They say that if you eat the flesh of an animal scholar, you get their wisdom. It sounded easier than studying to me, and I had a hell of an exam coming up. I picked out the biggest, plumpest turkey of a professor you can imagine. Never tasted anything better. He scratches an equation absent-mindedly on the table. I can do partial derivatives.
Nice. Wanna bang?
He shrugs, tosses back his drink, and follows you to a private room. Fade to black.
Yeah.
True, but Wayward Stone, so are vampires.
I'm gonna sell all my scandalous gossip.
For a while, I thought the Dresden File vampires were all after a specific type of bile, but I proved myself wrong with that one.
Alright, we're investigating Mrs. Autumnal, Banjo's old friend.
She may have used a pseudonym, says Banjo. Autumnal had more identities than I could keep track of. A plump woman, brown hair, freckles, and the most unusual eyes. One brown, one yellow. Ah, that now rings a bell, says the proprietress. She gave her name as a Jenny. She did. Stayed for almost a year. Hardly left her room. Suspect she came here for protection. We get that type. The fearful ones. Fearful? Her? Banjo frowns.
Maybe she was running from the same person who killed you.
Huh, says Banjo. He turns to the proprietress. Where'd she go when she left? The owner sighs. I could protect guests here for most things, but not all. We don't allow blood to be spilled, but some people will grab a guest and take them elsewhere. Perhaps she was abducted from her room in the night.
Did she leave anything behind?
As a matter of fact, yes, says the proprietress. I kept them in the lost and found vault, just in case she ever came to claim them. And also, they make good sales. You have a vault, says Banjo eagerly. Stay here, she says.
She opens the trapdoor behind the bar and climbs down. 10 minutes later, she returns with a sealed letter.
This is from Summer, says Banjo, scanning the letter. I mean, it's not signed, but I'd know the hand anywhere. Why'd she write to Autonomal, but not me? He hands you the letter and knocks back aside the letter's abrupt, hasty script. Watch your back. Before you ask, says Banjo, I don't know if that's a threat or a warning.
Drink trickles out between his ribs as he stands to leave.
It was here before the cities existed, and it will be here when the cities are dust. But not if you destroy the house first. Ayo!
That's not going to be for a while.
Come tomorrow, the cities are gone, and all but naught but ash and light remains.
Oh, I can
destroying
dance
even
in
the darkness.
Fungal dreams.
So you know how you could destroy the darkness?
How?
Cover the every room on the inside with mirrors.
Brilliant.
Have all of the light reflect back, none of it absorbed. Eventually cause the entire set of rooms to explode into a blaze of heat.
That's what I need. 79 vintage.
Only 1,000?
Yeah.
Good thing you didn't buy no weapons.
Banjo barges into your quarters, holding up Autumnal's letter in one rotten claw.
Good news, he shouts. I'm an idiot, an intolerable moron.
I wouldn't characterize that as news.
My brain has rotted away, and I've realized it. Her bloody har,
bloody har,
says Banjo, dropping the letter down in front of you. Watch your back, the letter says at the top in shaky capitals. But below it, in the color of smoked wood, is a second paragraph in beautiful cursive. They got Mr. Winter, it reads, and I don't know what's happened to the dock. We need to rethink our plan. We can't hide forever. Find me in Aerozim, where it's nothing but ice. Invisible ink, says Banjo. Should have been the first thing I checked for. Autonomal must have faked her own abduction and made her way to Aerozim.
Did you and Summer have a thing?
Yes, we had a ... thing, says Banjo. Was I being that bloody obvious? I thought I'd left that all behind me long ago. He scratches a bit of loose skin. I hate the thought of her seeing me like this.
Next port of call is Frozen Arizim.
I'm a much bigger fan of like the pressed secret message rather than like the invisible ink secret message.
How do you do that?
You just basically have a piece of paper over top of what you write. You use a pencil and you just press really hard.
Oh, and then you can either read it in the right light or go over it with a chalk or wax.
Yeah. If you do it just faintly enough, one thing you can do is if the paper that you want it to write on is covered with like a wax or something, you get some dust and you just use your hand and rub it back and forth and it'll fill in the grooves. That's the way you would do it if you, instead of writing it, you did like a dot set of letters, because dot letters are almost impossible to read if you just use a glint or try and shave them in with like a pencil. Yeah. I used to be really into that stuff, and then I realized it's a lot of work for like no gain.
I wonder why that didn't update.
Oh. I'm still imagining spleen vampires in my head, though, and laughing entirely about it.
I have come to suck your bile.
Yes.
Ooh, free lumber.
Give me your spleen.
Lumber. We need lumber.
You have 1 lumber. Was it worth the amount of fuel that you burned to crash into that lake?
Yes.
Oh, you had a horrible disease that incapacitates half your crew.
Nice.
And the rest exploded out their ass. Ooh. Collect the frogs. We could put one in the museum.
Aw, tiny thing. The flower is all the world they know. Should you feel a little sorry for them?
You let them live.
Those are... Have you seen anything pleasant living in the darkness? In the dark of these rooms?
Yes, no, we haven't. Therefore, they're not pleasant.
Oh no. I made a mistake.
What'd you do?
I should have killed them, you're right. There's something wrong with them,
Of course there is. There's something wrong with everything. Like, effectively, I imagine the darkness in the rooms to be nothing but, like, super predators from the multiverse. Kind of, you know, as things fall in, only the strong survive, blah, blah, blah.
Have we already
Predator
done
and
this?
prey.
I don't think we've done this.
The wrinkle-grilled elder greets you beside a roaring fire in the center of a village. He is surrounded by mushrooms lying on makeshift beds in their floor, their fibrous skin blackened in places as though by a fire. Perhaps the one roaring in the center of the room. It appears it's been dying down. Some of them have the chunks taken out of them, like bites of the wolf, great gouges that reveal their glistening vegetable matter insides. Stem rot, says the elder grimly. It ravages us year by year, a harvest that takes more every time. We cannot afford to suffer this again. Please, traveler, it bows its red-capped head. Do you have anything that can help us? We can offer you a gift in returns for your aid. Offer it a bottle of 79.
Let's have Zhang take a look.
He looks, if anything, a little embarrassed. It fiddles with its stethoscope and avoids your gaze. I specialize in human medicine, not mushroom treatment, it grumbles. Why do you think I'm an expert just because I'm one of them?
Oh. I guess I gotta give them medicinal herbs.
Help us a bit. We appreciate it. Thank you. It presses something into your hand. A good luck totem that has been in our village for a long time. We hope it proves a better guardian for your crew than it was for us. It is in no way a possible disease vector, but hey, just keep it on your ship.
Let's dance in fungal dreams.
Man, remember the years where we had to burn everything you own if you got sick? Including your beds?
Yeah.
The Intermarch raids into these villages with thralls, says Yang Bo Shou. I'm confess I'm not as familiar with the situation here as I am when it comes to the cities, but I know oppression when I see it. Once again, you act out of oppression, and Yang Bo Shou acts out of martyrdom. Once again, Yang Bo Shou gives a speech. Once again, the lady appears, tell the dreamers the time will repeat itself, and you will all be trapped doing these things again and again and again and again and again. One more chance growls Yang Bo Shou.
Somewhere they've got to sit up and listen to us, says Zhang. Surely. Oh, well, let's immediately convince them to join the war against slavery.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be fine, Pretzel Bomber. Just don't worry about it. It's the common thing that happens. You gather the villages together and climb atop a moss-covered stump. The speech you give is raw, powerful, and summoning the specters of loved ones taken in innocent mushrooms, enslaved. By the end of your speech, the air is filled with choking spores. The mushrooms are sharpening their stalks and spears.
They're few in number, but strong in spirit. They promise to fight when the time comes, huh?
They will be killed to the last. Human supremacy will reign supreme.
Yeah! Alright, let's take 5, fellas.
Okay. Side note, Pretzel, is that a reference to radioactivity or something else?
Damn, it's a cursed trinket. I knew it.
Shame.
Shame.
Sell it.
Bitch, I'm gonna.
Sell it to the Frogbit Smut. Sell it right back to them.
Inspector
They say,
dubious
it's not worth anything.
trinket. Is it valuable? Worthless? A matter of luck.
With great disappointment, you realize the trinket is a cheap piece of gym crackery.
Gimmickry. Well, who didn't see that coming?
Yeah, it's actually made of solidified gin and epoxy. When you lick it, you can taste the alcohol and the poison. You give it to one of the crew members, it makes their day as they keep chewing on it.
Let's see if we can't convince Lord Aranak to join us. Oh, Tex is playing Hearts of Iron.
Dun dun dun. He does that sometimes.
Sometimes.
I'm guessing we'll see another episode on the YouTubes sooner or later.
He's probably just playing with Depot.
I mean, I think those are the ones that are streamed onto YouTube. Or not streamed, but like uploaded to YouTube. The uprising of Brazil.
Come to Brazil.
Where Brazil is invading Canada. With nuclear weapons.
I need money while I'm down south. Yeah! Free spider. They were just giving it away. I don't know if you know this, but the giant spiders in Gossamer Smile are free.
I mean, are they gifts?
They're free.
But are they gifts?
They're free.
Are they gifts?
I will accept no significant gifts. Persuade the Icarian ghost mercenaries to not fight for Lady Scorn. The Icarian ghasts are heavily modified ghouls, enormous leathery bat wings attached surgically to their backs. They roost in gun-festooned helter-skelter on the outskirts of Gossamer Smile, where they wheel above in flocks and take pot shots at wild spiders. Their leader flies down to meet you outside. He's a muscular, battle-scarred ghoul, his lower left leg replaced by an iron rod, one arm ending in a hook. My name's Joseph, says the ghast, shaking your hand. The hook is cold to the touch. How may the ghast help you today? Are you in need of our services? How much to fight for Lady Thespian instead of Lady Scorn? You seem to have fundamentally misunderstood the nature of mercenary services, friend, says Joseph, lighting a cigarette. The ghast fight for the highest bidder. In this case, this happens to be Lady Scorn. Unless, of course, you happen to outbid her. She's offered us 14,000 guineas.
Throw away all your money on him.
Hundreds of years before, when the Bright Minister ruled Ghoul Watch, amoral occult experimentation was common. The ghasts were founded by a soldier who had been modified against her will, and who decided to escape the city with other modified warriors. They settled in the Entomark, far from the influence of their former tyrant. Surely, you tell Joseph, fighting for a similar tyrant is disrespecting the ghast's long history. He sighs. We're mercenaries, mate. We work for whoever pays, but tell you what, I can offer you a discount. Alright, so I gotta get him 12,000 guineas somehow.
The 4,000 won't work?
That would get him to stay out of the war. I want him to, I want it to be a sweep, because the only justification against a civil war is how bloody it'll be, but it won't be bloody if,
fair.
If everybody is fighting for one side, let's persuade Lord Aranak to abandon his neutrality, Read.
Yes, Gossamer Smile's oath of neutrality has lasted for 10 generations. We count generations as the amount of time between phases of birth, approximately 6 months. Lord Aranak slumps in his dust-shrouded throne. Once broken, the Aranak word will not stand for nothing, even as so much as people recognize we stand, because usually we sit. And we will be forced to embroil ourselves in the petty squabbles of other cities. There's so much work. And there is much at stake for me right now. There is so much else to do. He looks over his rattling loom, and he looks over at the entire layers of dust, geologically changing his room.
This is no petty squabble. Thousands of thralls are suffering.
You are right. The Semsters look up. The whirring of the loom ceases. May my ancestors forgive me. You are right. When the time comes, I will fight.
Yay!
He's a fighting spider.
Now we can curry favor.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all them fetch mirrors. Yeah.
Fetch mirror, fetch mirror.
I should have maybe held. I should have maybe held on to those in case. In case I need to yell at spiders on the way while I'm going around.
But yes, the gifts I was talking about before are something called giant, intelligent, friendly talking spiders.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, they're something from Avernum, which is a interesting series of games. I'll put it like that. They have much in common with like the original Fallout level of gameplay loop style, except it's swords and magic and mysterious bionic creatures rather than guns and scrumbles. Wow, you have crushed yourself inside that building.
It's fine. Ah!
Hulls are for people who don't know how to drive, and I don't know how to drive.
I've already talked to Altos into looking at how to disable collision to get an upgrade I can buy that'll make me not collide with stuff.
Side note, that was a very interesting, completely empty room. I don't think we've seen too many of those.
What?
2 rooms north was a completely empty room with nothing in it. The one north of this one. Like, there was no terrain features.
Huh.
It's just empty.
This poor guy's running around in circles looking for, Oh dear, the dangerous beast tried to get away. Oh well. He's just wandering around in circles asking for people for fuel. I can kind of guess his problem, huh?
Maybe he should turn off his light and just stay put. It would be safer. A twisted peak of a mountain lurches from the swamp. House Thespian have hollowed it, as per their writ.
Lady Thespian requires an audience.
The court of Lady Thespian is packed with servants, courtiers, rubber-faced jesters, and an assorted scions of the Thespian extended family. I'm surprised to find an agent of the cities acting on behalf of Blood Queen Sabetha, says Lady Thespian. Her face is lined with age, her eyes burn with cold, and her throne is carved from the same stone as the mountain it sits inside. I thought the cities were opposed to human slavery. Perhaps I was wrong. She does not mention Orphantown or the factory. Perhaps she really believes the propaganda.
Offer my services instead. I want to start a board and slavery.
Lady Thespian nods her ancient head. Then let us retreat to a more private room and discuss what you may be able to do.
To a parlor with buttered crumpets and a fantastic view of the swamp, huh?
Lady Bluesteel is on my side, but her resolve needs stiffening, and at all costs, Lord Aranarch must be persuaded to abandon his neutrality. Lady Thespian pours you a cup of green mint tea. It is neither green, nor mint, nor tea. Thank the loving gods for the plague on Glitterberg, or our position would be untenable. She leans towards you, whispers so quietly that even you have trouble hearing her. Still, I am worried. Also, the walls are listening, she admits. Lady Zion has us outnumbered. The most important thing you could do to prevent the Icarian ghosts in Gossamer Smile, Lady
Lucinid.
Lucinid from joining the war. Then, perhaps, we would have a ghost of a chance. Inform her now that now is the perfect time for a war. You should fight. You should really fight. This will get rid of like all of your sides.
Arena.
No. What you do is you have everything fight when they're evenly matched, and therefore there's no one left in slavery.
Yeah.
There's no one left
also,
at all.
I won in the arena.
The Dragon Knight and you exchange blows for several minutes, her sword throwing sparks against your knife. Finally, you catch her sparkling blue cloak and yank it, unbalancing her just enough for you to leap forward and press your blade against her neck. She yields. As you step back from your defeated opponent and the blood drains from your ears, you realize the crowd is roaring your name. You look for the thumb. It is pointed up. Lady and Thespian towers down the arena. One of the best fights I have seen this year. Which is incredible, because it's nearly, like the 4th day of the year. She whispers, patting you on the back before grabbing your arm and holding up. We have a winner! Actually, wait, it is the 1st day of the year. It is literally the 1st day of the year.
No, it isn't.
She tosses a bag of gold at your feet and pins a charred silver medal to your chest. A splinter of shrapnel from the War of the Gods, explains Lady Thespian, seeing your confusion. A high honor in your bluff to be awarded one of these. Well done on having the most vicious fight of the first fight of the year.
Nice. Now let's watch a fight.
A half-dozen convicts sprawl in the sand, their naked chest tattooed with their crime. Theft, arson, murder, vagrancy, existence. They have a moment to collect themselves before the bog drakes are unleashed, and a moment where they are largely spent looking up to Lady Thespian in her grand balcony begging for mercy. The monsters apart them are huge, scaly bulks, as fast as snakes, and the rest is snapping jaws and gore. One does manage to kill one. By choking. He does not survive.
Let's go visit Lady Lucinid.
Oh man, can you imagine if the giant monsters also came back as ghouls?
Oh no.
That'd be great.
Flee.
Imagine these wasps could come back as ghouls.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Undead wasp.
No.
Friends for everybody.
No.
Parasitical skeletons.
No.
How wonderful are our undead masters.
Hey, 48 viewers. That's not bad.
I know, we've been doing good. We've been actually up to over 50 at times.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very quiet chat. This is just one of those things you keep on in the background.
Our voices.
I would imagine this would be kind of cozy to listen to.
Yeah, we're a mildly cozy stream. The Oldborn Forge.
Yeah, let's do some delving.
I'm sure nothing would go wrong. Thank you, Wayward. Carapace sinks endlessly into the swamp. A pleasant old lady is quite happy for you to climb down into her cellar, which was once an attic, and clamber out into the window into the subterranean streets beyond. A hole in the street leads down to the underbelly's deepest lair.
Oh, I almost finished this one, but I had to pull back, didn't I?
You did, yes. The buildings here are little more than stone huts. The floor is littered with flint arrowheads. Church bells are tolling. 1, 2, 4, 8. The hours have there are too many hours in the day for you to know what time it is. Reen Upston clutches at her head, sinking to the floor. It signals our doom, she insists. We died down here long ago. We are wandering ghosts who haven't realized we're dead. The rest of your crew mutter in fear. You try to hurry everyone along, but Rennie Upston refuses to move. Leave me, she wails. I am already gone.
Here, drink this booze.
She knocks back half the bottle and coughs. Feeling better now. It's that thinking that's bad down here, you see. Mud squelches underfoot. It is mostly swamp down here. A half-collapsed temple blocks the street, but thankfully that ever-present ringing is at an end. Picking through the wreckage, you find a statue of a beetle god, still stained in ancient blood. "Don't touch that thing," murmurs Reen Upston, their gunner, darkly. "Looks cursed to me." The other few crew murmur in agreement.
Fine.
Well, you could have put it in the museum.
No, I like 9 because like it's a criticism, right? Because there's like 9 sanctioned gods, but here there's these 9 bizarre effigies, so like it really makes you think, right, about like what is a god and what is like a primordial god from like another realm, you know?
You could have at least sold it to like somebody, but oh well. You pass beneath toadstools, taller than the towers. A fury of bats explode from underneath one of the caps and spiral, shrieking away. You notice that most of them have at least 7 wings. You duck into a side alley and wait. A rambling tree rampages past, its needle-like quills quivering, its oaken fists smashing the walls around it, but doing no damage. How long has it been trapped down here? No wonder it's enraged. There, in the distance, a thin wisp of smoke, an orange glimmer of a campfire. Could there be people living down here? Are they still people? The tribe are as pale as ghosts, their eyes milky white, blind, deaf, dumb. They've surrounded you and make strange clucking noises with their mouths. One of them pokes you with a stick. This one does not speak the new tongue or the old. A wizened old man stumps forward, speaking your language haltingly. "Why come down here?"
I was sent by the gods.
A moment of clicking in consternation amongst the pale tribe. They begin to kneel before you, one by one. "Father Beetle," says the elder, "what do you demand of us?" "Tribute." No. "And sacrifice."
I need to actually look this up real quick.
"Tribute and sacrifice, as is all what is due to insects, and insects will take their due." Honestly, your god has pressing business elsewhere. You're actually not important, so goodbye. Cause a crisis of faith. Only to sit and eat them. Listen to their stories.
What do you guys think? Am I a kindly god or do I want money?
Kindly, at this point, I would honestly say.
Alright.
Yeah, we have 8,000 cryptocurrency. We're fine. The tribe gather around the fire and dance and sing in your honor. You are fed the finest mushroom gruel and most prized varieties of mushroom tea. They sing of the old world and the old ways in their clecking old tongue. They sing of the old beetle tribe, of the old mother swamp, of the old brave raids against the old tall men. They sing of old father beetle's return in their hour of oldest need.
Nah, I want stuff. I want free stuff. All I got for that was a droll recollection. Are you serious?
Yes, but you gain sanity, and how important
my sanity was almost full.
But could you be more? Could you be more than 100% sane? Huh? Eh? That's modern thinking. I think the darkness down here is a little bit sentient. I made a heart light out of Jim there. Jim won't mind. Jim is lying on the floor dead. You just literally set his heart on fire with a bucket of campaign oil. Why did you do that? Well, I figured it might work. You failed. You failed.
Oh, free library.
Yep. The tree again. It smashes the that one guy, Rene.
There we go.
Well, you got the occult rabbit and a demiform scab matter, whatever that is.
I could have gotten their true and then done that. Wow. A heap of gleaming gemstones, beautifully carved granite sculptures of beetle-headed gods, a chunk of something dark and red, a stone engraved with runes, a thigh bone etched with gold. You order your crew to take it all. But also, I'm a kindly god. Yeah, I figured that would be too much. Shit. I'm gonna have to toss some shit out. Let's just toss out the old guy.
Fair.
Just toss out a whole dude.
What about the arms consignment? Just toss that out.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, you should just deliver that, because that's like a quarter of your current tonnage.
Read, bitch!
Violin music swells as the doors creak open. Lush red and gold tapestries cascade down every wall, even that one that you can't see, and chubby marble statues pout at you from every corner. A mustachioed thrall in impeccable attire escorts you to the main hall. The main hall is awash with carapace aristocracy, a forest of powdered wigs and weak chins. The air froths with chatter, but there is a rather sharp edge to the merry atmosphere. A dozen eyes fixate on you at once, and then slide away. A passing thrall hands you a glass of wine. It appears it is actually this wine this time. You are strangely amused because you have not seen fruit the entire time you've been here. You find Lady Lucanid in the palace gardens, reading to a book to a gaggle of children. Her guards impose themselves, but with a smile she lets you through.
Wanna bang?
The evening is enchanted. You are charming, considerate, and funny and kind. After 10 minutes of your not inconsiderable charms, she ushers the children away. After an hour, she is clinging to your arm. The ball ends, the nobles drift back to the estates, but you and her walk through the dark gardens, laughing and drinking and dancing amidst the flowers. Finally, she takes you by the hand and plants...
Something in the other tab real quick.
Yep. She takes you by the hand and fade to black.
My card wasn't working for some reason.
Dun dun dun.
No, he was just trying to tap, but the tap obviously isn't working. You read all of that?
Yeah. Well, that's why you shouldn't microwave it.
I'm assuming you fed to black, or faded to black at some point.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna marry her. I'm gonna marry all of her personage.
Yeah, and I'll just fade to black at every opportunity. No problem. One downside about it getting warmer where I am is that the furnace doesn't kick off fast enough, so my room gets, like, sleepy warm.
Getting warmer!
I want there to be more snow on the ground, otherwise next year is gonna be awful.
Yay, free darkness. They're practically giving it away.
Why not just take bottles of darkness and just, start siphoning out the rooms so they're empty?
I don't know.
So you could just have like an entire room filled with bottles of darkness and then just sell them to everybody else. Or worse, or better, pump the darkness with big pumps from one room to another.
God damn it, I gotta toss another whole guy out.
Yeah.
Or lumber, I guess. Oh. Yeah, sure.
Because fuel weighs nothing, apparently.
Yep.
Just deliver your arms consignment, man. You'll get so much more storage. You'll get like 80 storage.
I need to actually find the people who are ready to rebel, which are all the way over to the east.
Well, we have a mission then.
Another dubious trinket, yay.
Hey, that'll put us over our weight limit again, don't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh. God damn it, wrong button.
Hey, you got a trinket that does nothing again.
No, I pressed the wrong button.
Well, I thought you analyzed the trinket.
Nope. I tried to decipher the indecipherable.
Yeah. Ooh, it's an enchanted one.
Nope, it's just the same. It's a regular gimmick, same as last time.
Pretzel Bomber, you're probably not wrong, and the fuel is just to keep your workers alive, and they just burn it in the kitchen and just like huddle around it and say, "It's cold, it's cold."
Bugger, bum fluff, huh? Yay, dread machinations.
Hey, you almost have enough apprehensions to like talk to the gods again, don't you?
No, because I spent them all. That's
Oh.
okay, I'm gaining them really fast through poetry.
Fair. Pretzel, I could see that too. Yeah. Or you know what it could be? It's because you're all unwashed masses in the crew. The darkness isn't killing you out of hatred. It's killing you because it can't stand your stench.
It's possible.
And the fuel is there to cover it up. Like it's, like using smoke as, air purifier. Or like, a scent.
The Antimarch raids these villages for thralls, says Zhang Bosha. Just look at these poor helpless primitives. Someone must act on their behalf. Nearby mushrooms tending the wall fungi pause to glare at you, then returns muttering to its work.
We both know how this is going to go, says Yang Bo Sho wearily, but we have to try. As always, the lady appears as soon as Yang Bo Sho finishes its speech, but this time the whispered mushrooms explodes with rage. No, 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 it shouts, pointing at the glowing lady. Your argument is flawed. Time isn't cyclical, but even if it was, you can't solve a problem by waiting a couple centuries for things to be better. We need to make things better now. Mushrooms are suffering, dying right now. The dream wisps dim and disperse, unconvinced as ever. The lady vanishes, ignoring Yang Bo Sho's shouts. That's it.
We need to discuss what we can do about this, it says. Oh well, let's convince the Mycenae to rebel anyway.
Yeah. The Elder of Bogstow is a spidery mushroom with a calamitous assortment of legs and vile yellow flesh. It introduces itself as Mun Zun Jun and fusses with its hands as it speaks to you. The situation is already under control, it tells you. Queen Isabetha is introducing peaceful reforms to enthraldom. This is much preferable to a war. Mushrooms always serve the worst in an Entomarch war.
Yeah, okay, but what if he did,
Elder shakes its head. We are happy with the current state of affairs, it assures you. We don't need the help of a human with a savior complex.
Ah, but what if I were to enter a different reality?
Yes. Let me show you something. The elder unfolds its many legs and clambers through the village, leading you down through a trapdoor built of woven reeds and mud crust, down a ladder of spongy fungal strands, down a spiraling subterranean tunnel with walls that glow of poison. In the eerie light of the bioluminescent mold, you find a menagerie of swamp monsters, bog drakes, ramble trees, mudwights, grinning lurkers, giant alligators, and giant spiders. Each is standing placid, uncaged, with a strange black fogness completely encasing half their head. We have cultivated a fungus that can control minds, says Mun Zun Jun with a sinister delight. These are just the surviving test subjects. You understand, the project has not gone perfectly, but we can send these flawed servants to help fight your battle without risk to mushroom life. Can you spare a few crew members to see if we could use them as well?
I mean, I don't think this is slavery. I think these are war beasts, to be honest. Because these aren't, like, sapient creatures. It would be different if there was humans and stuff in the mix, but... yeah, let's get some monsters.
The elder strokes a fungal hand across your shoulders. We wish you the best successes in this war. It says, do not get any more mushrooms killed. But we need to buy some mushroom brain stems. They grow back.
But what if I went north again to go see if I can marry that chick? Huh? That would be pretty boss.
Just deliver the weapons, man.
I don't even have all of the right weapons to deliver them, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Also, right. What does that have to do with it? I'm going north to marry someone,
But they have tonnage. They weigh so much. I don't understand, it says, pacing back and forth. Is this because I was raised by humans? Is this a mushroom thing that I just don't understand? It shakes its head furiously. Always Chaga, always the lady, always we find that assurance. The lady is waiting, the old times will come again.
The Mycenae won't listen to us while they feel connected to Chaga and the lady.
It's settled then, says Yang Bo Sho, eyes blazing. We will go to Chaga, find the lady, talk to her. Persuade her to allow our work to continue, or else remove her from the Mycenae collective unconsciousness.
Yeah, let's kill her.
I am like 90% certain she's like a broken artifact and a record that's just on repeat.
Maybe.
She's not even a person. She's just like a phonograph or something.
I don't want your phonograph. I don't need your
Yeah, she is the Stacy's mom of the mushrooms.
phonograph.
8675309.
9. Yeah, I'm always ready for a romp in the sack. All right, we're gonna do one of these, so we can do that again. Huh?
Okay.
I want to get married.
Cool.
Cool.
Whatever.
Man, you ain't excited about me getting married, man? That's crazy.
Personally, like, you have to realize I'm aromantic. I
know I'm making a joke. Eh?
yeah, fair. I just really don't care. Society has enough of that in it already. I try and play games.
Nah,
to
you're
escape
coming.
that.
It's a political marriage. It's fine. Let me turn the speed up, Rube.
Okay. Are you thinking of ending at 8, or do you want to go further tonight?
I think we have a scheduled stream after this one, but we will see. I will keep going if there's no scheduled stream, or
Okay.
if they aren't going.
Okay. Well, just let me know, because
Free golem. They were just giving them away.
you got to sell a golem now.
Yeah, tournament.
Let's see here.
No.
Okay, so technically we're doing Landlord Super right now, but we're not doing it right now. Or never mind. No, that's tomorrow. Yeah. How's the car? Okay, I'll message him and see if he's still going to be streaming.
Read.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. As the third day of the tournament reaches its end, you are declared the first place winner of the entire tourney. Amid cheers, you accept a pouch of gold, and more coveted still, a cobalt sword, representing your new status as Lady Bluesteel's champion. Lady Bluesteel presents you with an additional prize, unique in tournament history, more valuable than any given before, a genuine key to the house, a toothy thing of bronze and iron.
Rise, my champion, says the lady.
I give you a quest. Open a specific door.
No.
The door must be the one that gains
key.
us money.
My key.
Money.
My key.
What about selling it for like a ridiculous sum of cash? Could you sell it?
I don't know. Maybe. Private audience.
Together, you enjoy a meal of grilled alligator, charred and oozing, with a side of fried swampweed and crusty bread. She tells you wistful stories of her youth as a dragon knight. A lull in conversation presents you with an opportunity.
I don't remember who she was fighting in favor of. I think she's in favor of abolition. You determined to fight?
Of course, Lady Bluesteel stares at her half-finished plate, as though it holds all the secrets of the future. I do not want to go back on my word, but this shelf holds and the walls above us are constantly threatening rebellion. I fear that if I declare my support for Lady Thespian in the war, they will simply join the other side.
I clicked the thingy.
Yeah. I had already planned to send a diplomatic sortie up to the shelf holds, says the lady, picking up a squirming grub from the dessert plate and delicately biting its most succulent head off. Perhaps you could accompany them. Anyone who can persuade them not to rebel when Blue Steel Court goes to well would have my unending gratitude.
Sure.
Okay.
A sortie it is.
Sorry, yeah. Cobalt Knights on shimmer-winged dragonfly steeds, firefly riders, their mounts burning like stars, a wizened philosopher, a juggler in motley, and Baroness Mermelian herself, the famous Dragon Fury. Blue Steel Court has prepared quite a delegation. The Shelfholds will never be brought to heel, says the Baroness. She hasn't spoken since you first ascended, and she has to shout over the monotonous drone of the dragonfly wings. They are traitors, exiled for good reason. If you ask me, we should slaughter the lot of them before we even consider fighting a war outside our borders. She falls silent. The knights behind you are joking and laughing. She is many things, but she is not subtle. Her wall of silence crumbles under the slightest pressure. If we go to war, the Shelfholds will rebel while our troops are abroad. No matter what the pieces of paper they sign today, they cannot be trusted. The court will be destroyed. How can Lady Bluesteel not see that? She pauses. You hear grinding teeth over the droning wings. If I am forced to abandon my honor to save my home, so be it. I plan to attack the Shelfhold delegates, making even the lady see that peace is impossible.
Appeal to her honor, I guess.
She snarls and spits as she calls you a coward, but she is defeated and know it. Her honor finally wins out over her patriotism. It was a mistake allowing you to accompany me, she mutters. Fine, I will not go through with this farce, and I will not kill anyone. You shoot her a stern look. Or injure anyone. The delegates from the Shelfholds have agreed to meet with you on Jardurger, the largest and the lowest. Oh, the court here is a blue speck, and the swamp a faded green carpet dancing with mists. The foremost delegate is a tall, handsome, strikingly blond man wearing ragged finery. He steps forward with a hand outstretched. Norian Lamprey, he says, brother of the Baroness Lamprey, of course. I remember Baroness Mermelian's tone so cold it is a wonder Norian doesn't step back. She dismounts from her exhausted dragonfly. Please, follow me, says Norian. I have a number of demands I wish to make clear from the outset. The talks go round and round in circles for hours, going nowhere. The dragonflies recover, thankful for the break. Norian's demands are ludicrous. Full pardons for everyone on all Shelfholds, the demilitarization of the court, huge amounts of gold, the charms from the diplomats, the subtle words of the philosopher, even a light juggling, all fail to sway him. As the stalemate becomes obvious, Baroness Mermelian leaves the hut. She does not return. The meeting declares a break after 5 further hours of useless wrangling, and the diplomats go to fetch wine and cheese from their saddlebags. Norian Lamprey draws you aside. These talks will go nowhere. I have a counter-proposal for you. The first scenario is that Lady Bluesteel goes to war to end all thraldom, and while she's away, we send down our armies and destroy the court. Norian grins. Neither of us wants that. In our second scenario, she is tragically killed without a true heir. The Bluesteel line is extinguished. The Baroness Lamprey, my dear sister, inherits the throne and gives me a full pardon, as well as all my friends up here. No war necessary when we go to war with Lady Scorn. The court and the Shelfholds fight together in an army that's double the size. All we need, he says, looking you in the eye, is for someone to kill Lady Bluesteel. Ideally, someone she trusts to betray them.
But she doesn't deserve to die.
So are all the thralls currently tormented in Scorvenant, says Norian. Lady Bluesteel is more used to them dead than she is alive.
Oh shit, I don't know what to do here. I feel like I shouldn't do it.
You have 3 options.
Well, what do you think?
Honestly, I trust this guy as far as I could throw him off the ledge.
So, no.
Yeah, I'd go with that. Believe it or not, pardoning over 20,000 exiles, some of whom have lived up here for generations, will not be a popular move, says Norian. There is massive public support for the war against Lady Scorn. To abandon it would lose us any shred of credibility and lead to surefire rebellion. Then we have nothing more to discuss. After days of tediums, the talks peter out. You sortie returns defeated and despondent to Bluesteel Court. Nothing has changed. You might be able to tell her about, you know, that they want you to kill her. I guess you can't.
No.
You might have to agree to kill her before you agree to say, hey, no, I'm supposed to kill you. How about you fake your death? Prevent the war. Like, that's my best guess.
Maybe.
Because that honestly seems like the kind of way this game would solve that problem. No. I guess you just can't tell her you're going to kill her?
No.
Huh. Apologize. She never took a husband and never produced an heir. Her subjects say she is married to the court itself. Torrents of red spill over your hands. She slumps back, neck yawning open.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I probably shouldn't kill her, huh?
I don't know. The talks go round and round for circles for hours, getting nowhere. Norman's demands are ridiculous. As the stalemate becomes obvious...
Yeah.
Baroness Mermelian leaves the hut. The talks grind to a halt 20 minutes later as you hear noises outside. Battle cries, screams, steel crashing against steel. What's this? Norian stands, the veins in his neck pulsing. Treachery! As he reaches for his sword, Baroness Mermelian bursts through the door, a squad of her knights behind her. The blood has made her blue armor red. She does not bother to monologue or boast or explain herself. She simply charges at Norian so fast his expression has no time to change from outrage to terror. The Baroness hesitates, and then she brings the sword down, splitting him head to navel. No peace, she snarls. No bloody peace, not with your ilk. She wipes her red sword on Norian's ragged finery. He is in no position to object. The rest is history. A jumbled, shocked journey back down to Blue Steel
No,
Court.
we're not doing that one.
Why not?
What do you mean?
You don't
We
want a
just
civil war?
completely destroyed a civil war within a civil war. Huh?
Hey. There's nothing quite as much fun as a coup. The Baroness halts, frozen over the terrified exile. The screams in frustration, hurls her sword into the wall. He storms out, leaving Norwayn shaken but alive. Still, a half-dozen guards lay dead outside. He may not be dead, but any hope of peace certainly is. The Baroness and her Dragon Knights depart without an apology. Norian goes to bury his dead. You know, if I could see him rising as a ghoul after that sort of gruesome murder.
Yeah, let's fight her. Why not? Let's try fighting her.
You will die.
Probably. No, let's try again.
Why not ride with the dragonflies?
That's what I'm doing.
I mean the fireflies, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Oh, get it.
Success is.
Who cares about save scumming? Yeah.
Well, not me, honestly.
Wrong button.
Lord, no skills. We're trying for a specific ending, so that's why we're.
What do you mean? Why? It's unrepeatable. Well, it's not unrepeatable, yeah. But it's glitched. But
yeah.
You know what I mean.
Mar, sorry about that. Did we have a 204? I could see sometimes us having a 204. She is the Dragon Fury, the most feared warrior in a kingdom of warriors, 1,000 corpses to your names, and she thinks of you as just a poet. This is why she loses. Entomark's bards will sing of your battle for years to come, but in the truth it is a nasty, brutish affair, and a clash and coming apart and coming together again, ending with a scream as you glide your knife silk smooth hilt deep into her eye. The sobbing knights gather their fallen leader and retreat. Norian goes to care for his own wounded and bury those she killed outside. He takes you aside when he returns, thanks you for saving his life. He seems to have recovered remarkably well, all things considered. He steers you gently out of Diplomat's earshot.
Yeah, we've already done this. I still don't know what I'm gonna do, whether I'm gonna side with him or not.
Kill everyone!
Yeah, let's do it!
Assassinate him and then assassinate Lady Blue Steel. No one's in charge.
Go ahead.
She never took a husband, never produced a heir. Her subjects will say she is married to the court itself. In her Dragon Knight days she was a warrior, but that was long ago and she has been worn down by the weight of the crown. You place a hand over her mouth and a blade to her throat. Torrents of red spill over your hands. She slumps back, neck yawning open, her last breath sighing through the wound. By the time guards burst through the door, her life has already ended. At the sight of her corpse, they howl in dismay. Weeping, they draw their swords. There wasn't much fight left in the heartbroken guards. There was plenty of blood. You shimmy down the tower walls, flee over rooftops, back to your canopede. You hear a mass cry of anguish behind you as the grisly scene is discovered. You cannot come back here. You have gained -3 reputation with the blue steel cork. A mere -3 reputation. I feel resting and recovering would be a really bad idea here.
Nah, fine.
Ooh, we have a prospective passenger. Is it someone who intends to kill you? It might be someone who intends to kill you. Well done.
I'm a hero.
I always love that crash noise as soon as you set off. It's like, ah, yes, we forgot to open the garage door.
I'm a hero.
You're some kind of hero. You're the kind of hero that leaves dead bodies in its wake.
It's fine.
Yeah, what was it? A hero gets innocent people killed.
I shouldn't have done that. That was bad.
I mean, it's not the worst thing you've done.
Find me a worse thing I've done.
How many people died when you killed the Patchwork King?
Yeah, but that was deserved.
Yes, but how many people died? I'm not saying it wasn't worth it. I'm saying it wasn't good.
Hey, I want to actually help with the plague.
Mm-hmm. Pretzel Bomber, I like that. I like that quite a bit.
You help.
Out for a time, you haul the dead to bits, or the pyre, you administer laudanum, you stroke the fevered brows, you even clear bedpans and wash sheets. And, like usual, it doesn't make a difference. You're a drop of water in an ocean of pus. Thanks, 4chan. But to a few unfortunate men and women, you provide comfort and dignity which would otherwise be lacked. Aye.
Let's talk to Lady Papillion.
Papillion. Heavy bronze doors grind open. Just a peek, and a thrall looks out at you. Her face is hidden by a veil. The lady is not accepting visitors. No ifs, no buts, and no exceptions. Go away. She slams the door open before you can say a word.
Different tack.
Which is impressive, considering it was hard for it to grind open.
Let's sneak in.
The flag flies at half-mast above a gem-studded palace would gleam if it wasn't covered in graffiti and filth. These heavy bronze doors haven't administered any visitors for weeks. Understandable, even. Even before she shut her doors, Lady Papillion was reportedly sleepless with paranoia over the possibility of catching the plague.
Oh.
Now there's a chance of catching an assassination! A satisfying click and the side door sneaks open. You walk in to find the servants' quarters and the kitchen deserted, food still sitting, rotting on the counters. You walk through opulent corridors, your footsteps echoing. Voices, you head towards the sound. Slipping into a luxurious bedroom, almost gagging as you are hit by the indescribable stench. You recognize it. Decay. Pulling down the covers in the four-poster, you find a female corpse in a nightgown, almost rotted to the bone. A cloud of flies bursts from within it, disturbed, before settling again. You creep towards the other door, by which you can hear voices. You press your eye to the keyhole. You see two women talking to an armored man. Lady Papillion is still insisting she remained secluded in her bedroom, says one of the women to the man imperiously. She is issuing all of her commands through us.
I'm gonna wait until the man is gone before confronting them.
You open the door and step out into the drawing room. The two women stare at you in abject horror, and now they are turned around. You recognize them as Baroness Splendor and Baroness Arian. Splendor is tall and imperious, with a beak-like nose and closely cropped hair, while Arian is very small, rather plump, and beautiful in a soft sort of way. She draws herself up to her full 5-foot height and pokes you in the chest. Who the hell are you? What did you see?
I saw that Lady Papillion is dead and has been for weeks.
She pulls a knife from her belt. Then you must die! Splendor reaches out a gnarled hand and pulls her away from you with a sigh. We need you to keep silent about what you saw, says Splendor, pushing the windmilling Arian to the floor and calmly sitting on her. If it was publicly known that Lady Papillion had died of plague, there would be mass rioting. This is exactly why the Baroness and I have tried very hard to prevent by giving orders in her name. So what do you want in exchange for your silence? Money? A truth hangs spoken in the air. This is treason, and the Baronesses will face execution for it.
Yeah, go fight. Oh, wait. Yeah, go fight to abolish slavery.
Ah, Splendor scratches the side of her impressive nose. The plague has halved our fighting strength, and we need all of the soldiers who remain here to preserve the quarantine. If we send them away to fight, our infected citizens will break through the barriers. They could spread the plague to the whole of the Entomark. Insist.
Nah, give me money.
750, that's it. Then money you shall have. Now remember, you must tell no one, or there will be panic in the streets, especially not Baroness Carnia. How did you not get a hideous secret or something from that?
I did get a terrible secret from that. Oh, by the way, Carnia, Lady Papillion is dead.
She is sitting propped up in her bed, pale and sweating, surrounded by bustling doctors and beaded masks. But when she hears what the other baronesses have done, it seems to give her a new life. Traitors! Villains! She shouts, leaping from the bed and limping to the door. I will see them beheaded! Guards! It doesn't take long for the word to spread. Fires and riots spread through the city, and Baroness Craneo advances on the Papillion estate with an army of soldiers, guards, and citizens at her back. Baronesses Splendor and Arian are hauled from the palace with their heads from their shoulders without trial. A city that has seen as much suffering as this tends to be rather relaxed when it comes to just ending 2 more human lives. Her 2-year-old Harris sits on the throne by next morning with Barry and Kerna as a regent. But the rioting in the city only gets worse. The fires longer, and half the slums are gone. Still, at least the Baroness Carnia insists that you are rewarded for your honesty.
The spiked heads of Splendor and Arian watch the city as it burns, despite their efforts.
Yeah. He's here. Oh no, indeed.
Feel like I did wrong, huh? Did I do wrong?
That is war.
Man, I just really need guns, you know?
If only you could have crawled your Canetipede up into the palace and in and through and over. We saved the city, Patrick says. What's up? We saved it!
We saved the city, Patrick!
I don't think it's possible, but my favorite version of that would be in Mass Effect when you're deciding if the Geth should be assisted or destroyed by the Quarians. When they ask you that on the ground, just wait. Just don't answer the question and just wait as long as possible for both fleets to be annihilated. It's like, this is a tough decision.
There's a lot of things to be weighed. Let me think about this. Son.
Give me like 10 minutes. You need to let us know now. They're going to die. 5 more minutes.
I need to go to my favorite shop on the Citadel and think about this, huh?
Yeah. I gotta hit the loo. I'll be right back. Oh man, I gotta take a bit. And he's just looking on the phone, posting on the Mass Effect internet, and it's like, so guys, what should I do? I've been asked to stop this war, and I'm thinking should I or shouldn't I? Who do you think I should vote with? I'll put it up to a poll.
Let's take 5, and I'm gonna message who's next on the calendar.
Okay. Yeah, I meant to do that, but I kept getting called back to read. So.
No problem. Who is it? Hal?
Yeah, it's Hal.
Alright, I'll message him. We'll be back, folks.
Well, Noot will be back. I'm going to stay here. I always stay here. Noot's not back. Concerning. Dun, dun, dun. By the way, I've been meaning to ask, do people like it when I do the voices more or when I do the voices less? Sounds good. A was up. That is absolutely fair. It's a habit I have a little bit from in-player role play. I tend to play a little bit more on the chaotic side.
Yeah, Halzakar's taking over soon.
Okay. So, what we want to do for our last tenor?
Get married for.
Okay. Propose the marriage. Eventually, if we keep trying and trying again, we'll get married. Lady Lucanard squeals when you propose and throws her arms around your neck. The wedding, of course, is a lavish affair. The entirety of Carapace makes it a festival of it, filling the streets with bunting and jugglers and singers and happy crowds. Reportedly, her first and second were even more extravagant. The evening banquet is magnificent. The night itself is intimate, happy, and strangely awkward. You spend the next week alone with Lady Lucanid. She bathes in your company, hanging on to every second, knowing that you soon will leave.
A mad, glorious week. Lady Lucanid waves you goodbye tearfully, but she understands you must explore.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
But hey, you have a home away from home now.
Yeah.
How far is it from the city of Keys?
Pretty far.
Yeah, so it's decent.
Alright.
Something every postal zone? Every zip code? No?
Let's see.
Hey, she's your American girlfriend, okay?
Close fathom. No, I got a girlfriend in America, eh?
Yeah. Totally real. Believe me.
Yep. Oh yeah.
A bunch of
Spider-Mans. Oh, they just wanted to say hello.
And you just said, fuck off, run! Racist? No. A test of spirit.
New guard,
Into the crew.
yay!
Now these ones are evil.
No. Bye.
You actually have a fair number of crew on your ship.
My crew's full.
Yeah. Do the positions you have in your crew, can they change, or is it just the number that you're limited to? The total number?
4 for each position.
Oh, okay. You couldn't have, like, 30 swabbies in one guard?
No.
Make sure those decks shine, boys!
Bunk.
Spider friend, what does Spider friend do? It would not surprise me if that completely empty room is where the City of Glass will show up. Oh wait, no, never mind. This is another completely empty room.
Look at all these completely empty rooms.
But like, not even rocks. It's unusual. You fight your way through into the center of the lake one more time.
What is each side of the war like?
Queen Sabetha's spy mistress is a plump, elderly woman with a pleasant smile and a glass eye. Perhaps it can see further than you can. See. She sits with her grandchild on her lap while she discusses her network of spies and assassins. Lady Scorn has a full battalion of wasp riders under her control, she says the spy mistress, as well as the beetle cavalry of Carapace, Icarian ghost mercenaries, and the honey-mad legions of Calaram, who will never betray her alliance with her. And on the abolitionist side, we have the Mantis warriors of Bernadette's Bluff, a band of undisciplined shelf exiles from above Blue Steel Court, or some monsters from Bog Show, the Mycenae of Frogmet Smut, the Spiderizers of Godimus Smile, the Dragon Knights of the Court, and well, that's about it. The abolitionists are growing in confidence and will soon risk a war. Best if you can reduce some of their support.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Also, you do not have near enough. They are not a threat.
Yay, free zoological specimen.
You might as well sell your golem too while you're here.
You can't sell golems here.
Oh, you can't sell much here at all. No, shame. Shame! Shame!
Yeah, let's go bug Lady Scorn. Or no, support the
Honestly,
revolution,
I hate to say it, but this is the time to save. We got a little less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, let me see if I can make it over there.
Okay.
You want me to drop off the arms consignment, don't you?
God's damn right I do. Otherwise, you'll end up being like my Cataclysm Dark Stays Ahead boat bus, which has like 45 tons of wood in it for, the farm, because, they need more lumber. They always need more lumber. They don't need more lumber.
We need lumber.
Yeah. They actually need bricks right now in my quests. And I just made a giant pile of wood outside their front gate and lit it on fire.
Smuggle arms to the slaves.
It's kept burning for like 2 in-game years now. The thralls pull up the wood pulp floor with their bare hands and bury the rifle and powder barrels beneath. When the time comes, they promise.
Yeah.
Oh, you got rid of the gunpowder too? Nice, because the gunpowder was like 9 pounds each as well.
Oh yeah. All right. Oh my god, and to make things worse, I can make Lady Scorn the aggressor.
Yes, that'll go well. That'll go well.
Yep. Alright, fellas, it's time to call it, because Hal's is going to want the channel in 5 minutes. Huh?
Yeah, and thanks you all for listening tonight. Hal is going to be right up, streaming... What is he streaming, Noot?
I don't know.
Yeah, the schedule didn't say, so I'm a little...
I'm new.
Dude, you've been here, like, how many years longer than me? But, anywho...
I'm supposed to say I've been new.
Fair.
Who have you been?
I've been Chris.
Fascinating.
I heard new, not Newt. Sorry,
Oh.
my ears are full of sweat because I've been wearing a headset for 3 hours.
What are you, new?
I'm a noob, but I'm not that new.
Alright.
Anyways, thank you all for listening to us. Feel free to listen to our sporadic streams as we get through this house of doors. And I bid you all a
there's so
weekend.
many doors in this house, it's fucking crazy.
I mean, is it more or less than the number of doors that you have in your house?
That's a good question, because most of the doors are open, aren't they?
Yes, and like, what about cupboard doors?
I don't know.
What about shelf drawers and door drawers and drawer drawers?
Oh my god, I'm gonna hit him, guys. I'm gonna freaking hit him, huh? Alright, have a good one, guys.
Goodbye.